to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Heaven's for real, urge to drill, keeping it chill, you know the drill. Truth be concealed, that's the ideal. For us to kneel and take a deal. Esau state, he be so fake. Fire the weight, what he gon' bake? Never too late to ease the ache. Just hit the brake and take a break. I got the seal to earn the seal. Living surreal, hearts so congealed. They take the meal, they made the deal. Birthright for meal, now they're in tear. Benjamin Drake, hear what I say. Time for the wait, cut out the snake. Roar rumble, it's gonna shake. Please pick a side, make no mistake. Wait, we never gon' back down. Wait, we gotta get our crown. So I take over my town. Share the goodness through my sound. Here, my mom gon' be so proud. Here, I prophesy out loud. Here, I turn up with full crowds. Here, we wave like sky clouds. I gotta make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. First and foremost, heaven, hell, or just states. Isaiah 5:14, read what I state. Keeping the law, everything will be great. But no, we sin because we lacking faith. Cursing the city, we lacking strong gates. Men of the Lord, come back and take your place. Build up a nation, switch up the estate. Chosen elect, we're gonna walk through them gates. Church for today, tomorrow might be late. Hebrews 11, gotta have faith. Keeping the law, never will I forsake. Heritage found, I know not, and I'm jade. Can't get beat down by serpent on the stage. Them devils wicked as I got to pay. Maybe just did built up desolate place. Ezekiel 5, the Lord all the waste. You rise up, rising on top. Never stop till we fully come up. Never gon' flop. Prophets back with prophecy, thou shalt not lust. Carry your cross. Commandments are holy, good and then just. Lord in my trust, to him give up. I gotta make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. I gotta make it to heaven. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven. Race through the 12 tribes. The main goal is to make it to heaven.
We dedicate this day to you. We dedicate this day to you. We give thanks for everything. We give thanks for everything. Hallelujah, Father. Hallelujah, Father. We let our light shine every day. We let our light shine every day. We go.
Yeah. IUIC 15th anniversary. Passover 2018. Yeah.
Celebrate the Passover. All I wanna do is just serve you, yeah. While we celebrate the Passover, all I wanna do is just serve you. While we celebrate the feast of unleavened, holy congregation with sisters and brethren. 7 days you shall eat unleavened, keeping the commandments, how we gonna go to heaven. Eat the herbs and lamb is what we eating on the 14th of the first month of the evening. That is how we celebrate.
Yeah. Let go. Yeah.
when the Lord get the knocking, are you gon' open the door? Better not wait till it's too late. Right now you cutting it close. Ain't talking cheap. This walk right here we walk ain't for the weak. The kingdom ain't for free, it's for the meat. All I need is a little milk, don't need no meat. The prophecy they coming out, you know it's gon' get deep. When you step in the Lord house, you better watch your feet. We gon' wake the world up, wake them up out they sleep. We do this every day, we in the streets, that's a repeat. The prophets of God, yeah, we at war, we can't be blocked. Take care of the ops, we stand on this rock, can't be rocked. Yeah, we got them shot, Christians got them hot. They gon' scoff, we just shake them off. They mad, yeah, they raw, this true raw. Ain't no coming song, you better count the cost. Gird your loins up. If you ain't bout this truth, then damn it, what you join for? What they from the beginning, yeah, we were born for. All these prophecies, they coming true, you see the warning. God just action, no acting, don't get caught not performing. They honor with they lip, what a trip. Be about the Lord business, that my biggest tip. Take a hold of the kingdom, then I let it slip. They didn't know we was gonna rise up when we got off them ships. They talking cheap. This walk right here we walk ain't for the weak. The kingdom ain't for free, it's for the meat. All I need is a little milk, don't need no meat. The prophecy they coming out, you know it's gon' get deep. When you step in the Lord house, you better watch your feet. We gon' wake the world up, wake them up out they sleep. We do this every day, we in the streets, that's a repeat. The prophets of God, yeah, we at war, we can't be beat.
Somebody be jamming.
Right now I like just where I'm at, this one no accident. They like you changed on me, think the same like back then. They don't know what happened, the truth is that I'm tapped in. I'm a warrior, they know I'm a prophet. I'm a warrior, they know we don't profit. I'm a warrior, they know I'm a prophet. I'm a warrior, who won't war with us. Hey, hold up, wait a minute, who that say they in it? Who that say I'm tripping, say I'm lost, I say I'm living. They confused, now they don't get it. But I made my decision, with the quickness, that's precision. Now I'm back to the business, yeah, we outside. They quick to run their mouth, I swear they mouth wide. The Lord, he told me, yeah, I'm from this outside. When you start keeping these laws, they start to side eye. No, they can't hide. It might be hard to swallow, price ain't hard to follow. It's just your heart that's hollow. Can't be stuck out in your way, living like it's no tomorrow. Not just your action, this world a distraction. Can't seek satisfaction, can't get caught out here. I lay that like there in the past, I can't go back again. Right now I like just where I'm at, this one no accident. They like you changed on me, think the same like back then. They don't know what happened, the truth is that I'm tapped in. I'm a warrior, they know I'm a prophet. I'm a warrior, they know we don't profit. I'm a warrior, they know I'm a prophet. I'm a warrior, who won't war with us.
Two-edged sword, weapons ain't carnal, don't need no block. Got the angels with me, if you with demons, then you are out. At the end of the day, you ain't no doomsday at the clock. Yeah, I changed on the man that I was, I had to swap. I'm a warrior, I might not have riches in the bank, more than innocent. That just mean I kick it with the saints. We going hard in the paint, ain't going back again. Morse code with the scriptures, yeah, I'm tapped in. Yeah, I like where I'm at in these trying times. I stand with the king, I don't compromise. These haters be salty, they blood pressure up, cause we killing their lives, they idolize. The warriors down when it's time to ride. We crossing our T's and we die lies. The army ain't seeing the fear in these heathens, just as the word of
I left that like there in the past, I can't go back again. Right now I like just where I'm at, this one no accident. They like you changed on me, think the same like back then. They don't know what happened, the truth is that I'm tapped in. I'm a warrior, they know I'm a prophet. I'm a warrior, they know we don't profit. I'm a warrior, they know I'm a prophet. I'm a warrior.
JT on the track again. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us. Somebody tell them wake up, wake up, wake up. Somebody tell them wake up, wake up, wake up. Somebody tell them wake up. Now the truth is out, better know it with no doubt. Zechariah 11:5, go and see what that's about. No, we ain't the same people and they don't treat us equal.
All praises to the Most High. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Most High, Christ bless. Welcome to another edition of Escaping the Plantation 2.0. All praise to the Most High. Man, where the bombs at, man? What y'all doing? They rested? Been a couple weeks off? The hell it is? The other doggone soundbite I heard earlier. Yeah. Okay, all right now. Yeah, low. These brothers out the spirit. You better get in the spirit, man. The people want the show, man. They've been asking. They like, yo, where's Escaping the Plantation at? They've been asking. They've been writing me on my inbox and everything. They think I'm out the spirit. Damn, Cap, you done got demoted. You ain't doing the show. What's going on? I'm like, nah, hold up. Don't wish that on a brother. So we had the new moon, and then leadership had to teach. Have mercy. God, and tabernacles. Well, I tell you, Israel jumped to conclusion, don't it? But all praise to the Most High. Welcome to another edition of Escaping the Plantation 2.0. We is back in the building. So we did 120 days of camp, so we did not have a live audience. So as y'all know, the first whole 8-9 months, we had a live audience for Escaping the Plantation, but we did 120 days of camp, so we didn't have the manpower, you understand, to be able to host the people here because those brothers had to go to camp. But now that that's over, we got the brothers and sisters back in the building. All praise to the Most High. So we got some live audience today. So we're going to get it back right. But with that being said, we got a good show for y'all today, man. I'm telling you, we're going to go heavy today. That's all right? But before we do any of that, I'm your host, Captain Get to my left.
Officer Michelle.
To my right.
Officer Menahem.
And to my far left.
Officer John.
All praise. We are the Escaping the Plantation 2.0 crew here in Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, so listen. I want to show y'all the thumbnail. Show that thumbnail right quick. I'm going to show y'all something. Read that for me.
Prince of the power of the air, uppity Negros.
And uppity Negros. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We're not going to get to the uppity Negros today. I kind of overindulged in the Prince of the Power there. I'm sorry. Once the box was open, I just fell into that joint, and I woke up and it was time to go to work this morning. I was like, damn, I've been in that box all night. I was literally studying this stuff, looking at it's a lot of this stuff is intriguing. I had no idea. All right, so we're going to dive into that today. And I'm going to also be honest with you. The whole show gonna be a righteous rant. It's just, we got to go in. It is what it is. So let's read that first scripture, then let's play righteous rant, and then we will proceed with the show. Read that for me.
The book of Psalms, chapter 71 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me.
So we ask the Lord to deliver us in his righteousness and cause us to escape. Incline his ear unto us and save us. Listen, we are trying to get off the plantation, right? We said deliver me in our righteousness and cause us to escape. To escape what? The plantation, brothers and sisters. That's what we own. And we trying to get the hell off of it, all right? So with that being said, go ahead and play that righteous rant today, man. So y'all know every single show here on Escaping the Plantation 2.0, we always do what's called the righteous rant of the day, where we rant in righteousness. Well, this entire show is going to be a righteous rant of the day, all right? Today I want to discuss the prince of the power of the air. I want you to give me Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. Because some people may read that and they're like, okay, well, that's Satan. Okay, all right. Oh, that's Satan in the spirit. But that's somebody else in the physical. Read that for me.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
Read.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Now, I want you to pay attention to what we just read. I want you to read it again. I'm going to break it down. Read it again.
Ephesians 2, verse 2.
Watch this.
Where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
Pay attention. The course of this world. A course goes into direction, all right? The course that is laid, the path that is laid, the direction that the world is going. I'll give you an example. In the early 2000s, brothers was wearing T-shirts that was 9X. 7X t-shirts. Am I right or wrong? You go to Foot Locker and you get you 5 t-shirts and they were $20 and they was the big tall tee. You understand? Go ahead.
It was the white tee.
It was the white tee.
White tee and fresh ones.
There you go.
That's what it was.
That was the course of this world. You know what I'm saying? We all celebrated Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter. That was the course of this world. Then the scriptures came to you. You understood that you was an Israelite, and you got off that course. You started getting in line with God. So now it says, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world. Read.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
The prince of the power of the air is going into the spiritual demon Satan in the spiritual realm. But in the physical realm, this is talking about the so-called white man. He has mastered the airwaves. He has mastered frequencies. He has mastered music, sound, words, vibrations, things of that nature. We're going to get into that today. That's what it means when you read the prince of the power of the air, right? He's able to control you mentally with his frequencies. I'm going to show you. Keep reading.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
You ever wonder why people are so disobedient? Because a lot of times the flesh want to do one thing, but the spirit want to do another. The white man has now learned how to control your flesh or control the desires of your flesh through his frequencies, through the things that he put out in the media, social media, television, radio, all that. He know it, right? What you about to say? Go ahead. You about to say something? All right, so watch this real quick. Give me that first video I had. That first video I had. This video right here. Now, we're going to watch this until 2 minutes. No, we're going to watch this until 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I want y'all to pay attention to what's being said and pay attention to the sound. This particular video, they make the sound really impactful. The music they put behind it, draw you in. This is how he do. He manipulates your mind with these things. Watch this. Play it.
Music is frequency programming. Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed? If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind, target the frequency to go to certain parts of the mind, and I can literally, if I want you to astral project, or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that.
The brain processes information electrically. It communicates with the cellular structure electrically, and it operates within a certain band of frequency. If you can broadcast frequencies carrying information, this technology has long been known, carrying information and perceptions within the frequency that the brain decodes information, the brain will decode those frequencies and will have those perceptions. You can externally influence people's perceptions externally by broadcasting these frequencies that we interact with, because we are antenna.
The sad reality is that where we now play our music is in A440. Where did that come from? It used to be 417. A440 came in with the Roman Catholic Church.
Pause.
They suppressed.
Now, we talking about mind control. We talking about frequencies, music. Certain music you can't stand. As soon as you hear it, you cut it off. Like, I can't stand it. I don't like the way it sounds. It don't resonate with my spirit. I want it off. Then certain music captivates you and it pull you in. You repeat the song over and over. You're like, man, I just love this song. I got to keep hearing this song. You're being communicated. There's something that's communicating with you through these frequencies. Right. The so-called white man knows this and has known this for quite a while. But it was known by us originally. Our people had, give me Samuel, 1 Samuel 16, verse 14. Our forefathers had the understanding of frequency. Watch this, read that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul.
So the Spirit of the Lord departed from King Saul. Go ahead.
And an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
So he received a different frequency, a different spirit. The Bible calls it spirits. The white man calls it frequency. He makes a name for it, right? And we'll get into the definition of frequency and the etymology of it as well. But the Bible calls these things spirits. So the good information, the good spirit that King Saul had on him was taken from him, and he got an evil spirit, okay, from the Lord. Read.
And Saul's servant said unto him, behold now, an evil spirit from God troubleth thee.
Read.
Let our Lord now command thy servants which are before thee to seek out a man who is a cunning player on an harp.
On a harp, that's an instrument. A harp is an instrument. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well.
You hear that? So they understood. I told you, our ancestors understood through music, you can heal the spirit. Through music, you can take evil spirits off of people. Right. That's why, man, listen, me and my wife was talking the other day. Some of the music we grew up listening to was filthy, y'all. But it sounded good. Some of them, think about it, in the 90s, just take the 90s, don't even go back to the 80s and the 70s, just take the 90s R&B had you feeling some type of way. Am I wrong? Keith Sweat, Boys the Men, I mean, the list goes 702. Y'all know you don't know about that. You don't know about 702. You don't know about 702. I seen how you look. I seen how you look. You don't know about that. You feel me? He don't know about that, Oz. No, but all that music, y'all, it had us feeling some type of way. We was all in the midst of, hey, I saw a video. I should have posted it. I saw a video, dang, what song was he singing? He wasn't singing Peaches and Cream. He was singing something else. And he was like, you didn't know what you was singing about. Because a lot of that music, we didn't know what we was singing about. We were like, okay, but I like the way this, I think it was, shoot, I got to pull up the video. Now they're going to flag us. I can't pull it up. Anyway, it was a funny post because the guy was saying being 9 years old and not realizing what you were singing about. And he was singing a song from the 90s, but he didn't know. It was Next. That's what it was. It was Next. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Too close. That's it. So he didn't know what he was singing. But we all didn't know what the hell we was singing. But we knew it sounded good to it. Right? Are you making it hard? He was like, you making it hard. You know what I'm talking about? So we were like, okay, you making it hard for me, like it's hard for me to not be. No, that ain't what he's saying. That's not what he was talking about. You understand? Don't play it. Don't get me flagged, please. You understand? But that type of stuff, we didn't know what we were singing, so it put evil spirits on us at a young age. That's why we grew up whoremongers, whores, fornicators, because we was listening to these frequencies, and then we watching television, we got family members that's already doing it, so a lot of us got sexually active at a young age, and we should not have been. We were negatively influenced. We had an evil spirit on us. Damn. So music can control you and force you to do evil things, but it also can cause you to do positive things and to walk after the Lord. Skip down to verse 23 real quick.
Verse 23, yep. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hand. Yep. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him.
So our ancestors understood that. And guess what? The white man know that today. Anybody that really study music, I'm talking about you really love music and you listen to it and you study it and you work on it, whatever the case may be, you don't have to necessarily be an artist. You don't necessarily have to sing or rap. You don't have to be talented, but you just love music. You understand what this is saying. You done been in moods where you done listen to certain songs pertaining on your mood. You understand what I'm saying? Go from there real quick. Go back to the video. Did we stop at 2 minutes and 26 seconds? Okay, keep going real quick. Our ancestors knew that music could control or could take spirits off you. Watch this. Yep.
Just the frequencies, they lost somehow the 152 of the best Gregorian chants, including the hymn to St. John the Baptist, which we've now recovered. That particular hymn was what triggered Dr. Palaio's investigation, looking for those frequencies of vibration by which the music was played. It was known as the most uplifting hymn of all the ages, the most spiritually uplifting hymn. Hymn to St. John the Baptist. It was played to 6 tones. These are those 6 tones. These are those 6 frequencies. And so the A440 is what now is the standard tuning. If you go A439, you're closer to one of the Creator's tones. If you go A441, you're closer to one of the Creator's original tones. That's how precisely it has been manipulated.
Right.
To do what? To shut down the 95% of your brain particularly the right brain that operates the heart mind for the divine human community.
Some decades ago, there was a guy who...
So pause that real quick. We're going to pick back up right there. But I want you to see that the Roman Catholic Church understood that you had to change the frequency to get people in line with your message and get people out of line. Notice he said the creator's tone. He's talking about the God of Israel, because that's the God of the Bible. To get you away from the creator's tone, they adjusted frequency and play music and sound and certain things at a certain frequency. Now, go ahead, you about to say something?
That's why in the 80s when you had groups like you had KRS-One, you had Public Enemy, you had songs like with Public Enemy said Can't Trust It. When you watch that video is showing you about slavery, right? And so the white man seen that the rap music was starting to change the minds of our people. Now enters gangster rap. So he changed the frequency from our people starting to wake up from the rap music. Now he changed the frequency. Now our people are destroying one another from the rap music. So the white man understands the frequency.
Absolutely. Now I want you to go to number 3. Skip number 2, the mysterious holy tone. I want you to skip that one. I want you to go to the solfeggio frequencies, the history, science, and how they work. Let's read that real quick, officer.
About solfeggio frequencies. The solfeggio frequencies make up a 6-tone music scale, which was first used in religious music of the 10th century. Music tuned to the frequency of this scale is known to have healing properties.
Healing properties, go ahead.
And promote better well-being.
Read.
Evidence of these frequencies existed as far back as early biblical times.
That's what we read in 1 Samuel 16, right? Go ahead.
The solfeggio frequencies are most commonly associated with the Gregorian chants. The chants are a form of monophonic song of the Roman Catholic faith dating back to the 9th and 10th centuries.
Now go down to those 6 frequencies real quick. Because you got them in hertz, right? Yeah. Read that for me.
The original 6 solfeggio frequencies and their said benefits are as follows. At 396 hertz, associated with liberating guilt and fear. 417 hertz, associated with undoing situations and facilitating change. 528 hertz, associated with transformation and miracles, DNA repair.
So through these hertz, through this frequency, it says associated with transformation and miracles, DNA repair. So through the keeping of the commandments of the Most High God and the faith in the Son of God, when we was moving in righteousness and we had this, we had some type of connection with the Father. We had some type of power is what it's telling you. We can heal ourselves and we can heal others. The so-called white man, and because of our sin, we lost all that. Now we're not connected to the Father like we were. Therefore, we've lost the chance to tap into these necessary frequencies. Go ahead.
At 639 hertz, associated with connecting and relationships.
Go ahead.
At 741 hertz, associated with expression / solutions. At 852 hertz, associated with returning to spiritual order.
Returning to spiritual order, meaning the way the Most High set it up from the beginning. The so-called white man understands that. We don't understand that. That's why the entire book of Psalms is literally songs. It's prophecy through music. And if you get it in its original language, it rhymes. It rhymes. Now go to 1 Chronicles 25, verse 1. Our ancestors understood this. This is why King David first, and then King Solomon had a great mass choir of singers, poets, artists, people that played the harp, different music, would hit different octaves. That's where baritone, soprano, all that stuff come from. It comes from biblical times. It comes from our ancestors. Yes, don't nobody sing better than us. Don't nobody sing better than black folk. Right. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Moreover, David and the captains of the host separated to the service of the sons of Asaph.
So Asaph was the leader of the music or the choir or the assembling of music for King David. Asaph. And Asaph wrote Psalms 83 as well. Right. Go ahead.
And of Heman, and of Jeduthun, who should prophesy with harps.
You hear that? They prophesied with harps. Go ahead.
With psalteries.
With psalteries.
And with cymbals.
And with cymbals. Read.
And the number of the workmen according to their service was of the sons of eight.
Okay, so I just wanted you to see that part, that they prophesied with harps, with psalteries, and with cymbals. They prophesied through music, and they would heal our people through music. Now, give me Jeremiah 9 and is it 20? No, 18. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something about these sisters that can sing.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 9 and verse 18.
Yeah.
And let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears and our eyelids gush out with water.
So read 17.
Verse 17. Thus saith the Lord of hosts,
go ahead.
Consider ye and call for the mourning women.
So call for the mourning women. Read.
That they may come, and send for cunning women that they may come.
Go ahead.
And let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded, because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out.
Let me show you something. I want y'all to pay attention to something. So, you ever been to a concert or a funeral or a church gathering or something like that, and when the women sing, you feel something rise up in you like you want to cry? You get a lump in your throat where you like choked up, like, I might cry, man. For real. I might cry up in this. I'm too big to be crying. Let me act like I don't hear this. But some women sing so good, it move you to emotion. That's the Israelite women. That's the Israelite men. Some brothers can sing so well that you feel that thing when they sing it. Those are the frequencies that the Bible is talking about. The spirit that the Bible is talking about. When we would wail for lamentation, these sisters would come in and sing, and our eyes would gush out with waters. So I'm showing you, Esau understands the abilities and the talents of our people, and he has taught us to use it for wickedness. Now, you emotional and want to go slice his tires. You understand? You want to go cheat with your ex-boyfriend, things like that. You say, man, why that feeling come upon me? It's the music. It's the frequencies that they push into your mind.
Hey, Cap, think about it. When they do the national anthem, they always get the best of our women singers.
Yep.
To pull on your heartstrings, to make you emotional, to make you think about America like it's the home of the brave, like it's the good old America. But listen, our people are the best singers, and the Lord used the singers in the Bible to praise Him.
Right. Damn. Now I want to show you something. Go to Psalm 64, verse 1. Because your voice is a frequency. When you speak, that's frequency. It's vibrations. That's how when some people speak, you can hear like the vibration, the bass. Just like if we were to be back there with the mixer. On that mixer, we can alter the brother's bass in his voice, the treble in his voice. You can do all that through frequencies. This thing is powerful. And we ain't never paid attention until now, until the Lord opened our minds and say, okay, wait a minute. We got to really pay attention to what we're listening to and what our children is listening to, because it could affect us. Watch this. Read that for me.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 1.
Yep.
Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer.
Read.
Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Go ahead.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
So the wicked got secret counsels on how to destroy the righteous. Go ahead.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Watch this.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
Read.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter words. Why you think the world has gone out of its way to tell us that we ugly? To tell us that our skin don't look good? To tell us that we come from monkeys? Look at them big old lips. Look at the big old broad nose. Look at nappy hair. Why you think they do that? Why do you think they put the white woman in front of our women to make her be as the standard of beauty? It's frequencies. It's a way to control you. And if you really think words does not affect you, then you don't know the Bible. That whole sticks and stones will break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That ain't in the Bible. Matter of fact, the Bible say contrary. Go to Sirach 28 real quick. You got to be very careful what you allow in your spirit. That's why I'm gonna hip you to something. When somebody call you murmuring, they are coming from a demonic frequency. And they putting demonic messages in your mind, which is causing you to look at this brother with disdain. You ain't never had a problem with this brother before. And so that person called you and planted a seed in your mind through that voice and told you he ain't no good. You know he ain't never liked you. Look how he sit up at the leadership table. Look, you saw that? I saw that. When he came past you, he act like he ain't really want to shalom you. And you like, damn, man, I ain't think bro was like that. I ain't think you was like that, bro. Until such and such mentioned, and then now I see you as in a different light. No, that was frequency. They manipulated your mind. You didn't even realize. Watch this. Sirach 28, verse 15.
The book of Sirach, chapter 28 and verse 15.
No, 16, I'm sorry.
Verse 16.
No, it is 15, I'm sorry.
A backbiting tongue have cast out virtuous women.
Read.
And deprived them of their labors.
So some women have had good jobs, good men. They got a good position. Because they couldn't stop running their mouth and gossip, and they lost it. Imagine going to get a PhD. I was looking at you can go and look up at the North Carolina Professional Licensed Counselors Board. You can go look at all the people that lost their license. Lost their license for foolishness. It got it on record. And when you go through it, it's a plethora of black women that had good jobs, practices. I'm talking about was doing well, practicing for 9, 10, 12 years, lost their license for getting emotional and running their doggone mouth. Lose their position, lose their practice. You know how hard you got to work to get a master's or a PhD? They ain't just handing out master's degrees and PhDs and licensures just to any damn body. You got to have some type of intellect, some type of wisdom. You have to be able to articulate yourself. It's a lot of things that go into that. You will lose that because you running your mouth, because you don't know how to control your tongue. The Bible is saying that's exactly what happened. Keep reading.
Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest.
You hear that? If you listen to somebody that backbite, you will never find rest. You will be up in the middle of the night thinking, why Captain Gedaliah don't like me? Sis told me he ain't like me. He be mean mugging me, and the brothers don't like me, and leadership got a problem. No. That's all in your mind. Somebody planted that seed in your mind and you running with it. The backbiting tongue is powerful, y'all. The tongue is powerful. Keep reading.
Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest and never dwell quietly.
You ain't gonna never be able to dwell quietly. Go ahead, watch this.
The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh.
So if somebody stroke your back with a whip, it'll leave a mark. Like when your mama used to whoop you back in the day, leave them doggone marks and them whips. They call them whip. The whip from that switch. You understand? So read that again.
The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh.
But watch this.
But the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
So that whole sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That ain't in the Bible. The Bible says contrary. The Bible says what? Read that part again.
The stroke of
the stroke of the tongue.
But the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
Be careful what you say and be careful what you listen to. If somebody call you murmuring, trying to cause you to have hatred for your brothers, shut it down. Shut it down. Frequencies is real, y'all, and it will control your mind. Go ahead, Austin.
Hey, give me James 3 and 8, just to back you up on that tongue. You got to watch what you say to people. Telling you, because that tongue is deadly. Read.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame.
You see what the Bible say? The Bible said, but the tongue can no man or woman tame. Go ahead.
It is an unruly evil.
The Bible say it is an unruly evil. Go ahead.
Full of deadly poison.
Read that again.
Full of deadly poison.
The Bible say your tongue is full of deadly poison. You could destroy somebody's spirit with what you say to them. So you got to watch your mouth. The Bible says he set a bar at your mouth. Okay, if you ain't speaking this Bible, guess what? You need to be meditating on the Bible so you could be speaking the right things and lifting up your brothers and sisters' spirit.
Straight up. Oh, go ahead. What else?
Let me get Proverbs 18:21. Just to back up the same point, nothing's changing. We don't understand the things we choose to say, the kind of effect that it has on the spirit. Watch this. 18 and 21.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 21.
Come on.
Let's go. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Because you can use your mouth and destroy a spirit, or you can use your mouth and lift someone up. Read.
And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Meaning what you put out, you'll see the fruits of that thing. So be very mindful of what comes out your mouth, just to back it up.
Absolutely. Now go back to the video. We're going to go from 2 minutes and 27 seconds to 4 minutes. It's more in that video I wanted to show. So remember the show, it said the Roman Catholic Church had an understanding of frequencies, and they went out of their way to manipulate it to control the minds of those around them. All right? and to control the masses. And Bishop showed how evil the Roman Catholic Church was this past Sabbath. Go back and watch his class. Read that for me. Play that for me.
To manipulate. To do what? To shut down the 95% of your brain, particularly the right brain that operates the heart mind for the divine human community.
Some decades ago, there was a guy who worked out the frequencies of different emotional states. This is long ago. I mean, it's very, very sophisticated now. So every thought, every emotional response is a frequency. It generates a frequency, and it is of itself a frequency. Hate is a frequency, and it's different to love. You know, when you are in a room and there's lots of aggression and conflict and hatred, you feel it. What do people say? Oh God, you can cut the atmosphere with a knife in there.
Pause. Yeah, that's and you done walked in rooms like that. You done walked in the room and you done been like, so what's going on here? Should I come back? Because I can feel the tension in the room. Y'all into it? What the hell going on? Right? You can feel the tension. You can feel, okay, the two people in the room got something going on. Let me get up out of here. There's a spirit in the room is what it's telling you. There's a spirit behind these things. Frequencies from hate, frequencies of love, frequencies of anger, all of that. And all of those are spirits according to the Bible, according to Galatians 5 and according to Mark chapter 7. And every man battles those spirits. Now, Esau realized how to manipulate frequency to make you always be in that spirit. The devil, man. Keep playing it.
Because the frequencies of hate and conflict have been so generated, they have changed the electromagnetic field of the room.
When you go driving your car and your channel on the radio is tuned to a station and you're grooving to the music, you love that music. As you get farther and farther away from the broadcasting tower, that music gets static. You start to lose the signal from the clear channel broadcast, and it gets staticky. When it gets staticky, you get a little annoyed. But you want to listen to it. You really have a heart for that music, so you continue to listen to it for another 10, 15 miles.
And we all done did that.
Suddenly,
It is going, it's all static, and you keep on listening because you got your song on. You want to hear your song. You know what I mean? Hopefully it'll come back. Okay, go just to dial a little bit, but you're getting further and further away from that tower, right? In which the frequencies bounce off of, and you lose that particular radio frequency is what it's saying. Go ahead. Keep going.
it becomes so annoying that you just get disgusted.
Matter of fact, you're right. Stop for a second. Go to the frequency definition and etymology. I think it was number 5. Go to frequency definition and etymology. Read that for me, officer.
Yes, sir. This is the etymology of the word frequency.
And this is from the 1500s.
From the 1550s, state of being crowded, now obsolete, 1640s, fact of occurring often.
So it's something that happens often. It's a state of being crowded. Go ahead.
From Latin frequentia, an assembling in great numbers, a crowding, crowd, multitude, throng. From frequentium, see frequent. Since in physics,
watch this.
Rate of recurrence.
Rate of recurrence. Frequency is a rate of recurrence in physics. Okay, it's the equivalent of having a lot of different sounds that clash together at one time, and it causes frequencies. And your subconscious picks these things up, and you don't realize it in many cases. Go ahead.
Especially of a vibration.
See that? It's a vibration. Go ahead.
It's from 1831. In radio electronics, frequency modulation. 1922, abbreviated FM.
So that's where FM come from. Frequency modulation. Man, all this stuff right here been right here in front of us, bro. Go ahead.
As a system of broadcasting is distinguished from amplitude modulations or AM.
So that's why on the AM, that's where you hear your talk shows, you hear your podcasts and things of that nature. But on your FM, what you hear? Music, 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 music. Because those frequencies are being modulated. And on the other side, the amplified modulation, it goes into more so of intellectual thing. You're hearing things. It's programming your mind, not just through music, but through talk radio, news radio, things of that nature. This man, the devil, I've been trying to tell you. Okay, the Bible been telling you for a long time, and he done broke this thing down completely. Okay, go from there. Go to Sirach 17, verse 5 through 7 real quick. Yes, sir. Watch this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
They receive the use of the 5 operations of the Lord.
So you got the 5 operations of the Lord, which is what we call in the world the 5 senses, right? Go ahead.
And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding.
He gave you the ability to understand. Okay, go ahead. What is that? Smell, touch, hear, sight, and taste, right? So you got those 5 elements, those 5 operations of God. Right. So we got the same operation the Lord has, telling you that we was made in his image. But then also he gave you a 6th part so that you can understand the information that you're receiving. Go ahead.
And in the 7th, speech and interpreter of the cogitations thereof.
And number 7 is speech, being able to speak, talk. You understand? But also to understand the cogitation thereof, basically meaning when somebody speak, you can understand what they're thinking. That's why it's hard. In this truth, it's very, very hard to cover your sin. You're going to eventually spill it out because you can't control yourself. The way that the human brain works, whatever you thinking about constantly is going to manifest in your speech. You can't hide it. Even your closest of closest friends going to say, you didn't used to talk like that. What you involved in? Anybody that love you, that's around you, that really care for you, going to pick up on the things you say and say, that brother ain't right. That sister got something going on. And what's on your mind? It's just going to manifest. You cannot hide it. You cannot hide your emotions. You cannot hide your adultery. You cannot hide your backbiting tongue, your murmuring. It's always going to get out, brothers and sisters. This is why the Lord is calling us to repentance, because he's going to find out our sins. We got to get ourselves right. Go ahead.
Verse 6, counsel and a tongue, and eye and ears and a heart gave he them to understand.
So he gave us eyes and ears to understand. So the white man knows this. So he makes sure the things you see and the things you hear alter your understanding of God. He's so confusion and discord in the world. So you'll follow after what he says and not follow after what the Lord says. Damn. Go ahead.
Withal, he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and showed them good and evil.
And showed them good and evil. So we interpreting good and evil on a daily basis. We see things and we teach our children, hey, what's that? Well, sometimes I don't know about you, but when I ride with my kids, we'll see a woman in pants and I say, hey, baby, what scripture say that she shouldn't wear that? Just so she can distinguish between good and evil, right and wrong. You understand? You have to do that with your children because they're being fed frequencies and information all day, and it's more powerful than you. Your words mean nothing. You have to use God's words with your children to break the spell that these frequencies cause. Go from there. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Matter of fact, we'll come back there later. Go to 2 Peter 2, verse 7 and 8. I'm going to show you something about Lot. My pen, so I can remember to come back to that. Yeah.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 7.
Watch this.
And delivered just Lot.
So he delivered just Lot, who was in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
So it said Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Go ahead.
For that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
You hear this? He was vexed with what? With what?
For their righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
So all Lot saw in Sodom and Gomorrah and heard in Sodom and Gomorrah was unrighteous deeds, unlawful deeds, wickedness and sin. That's all he saw, and it vexed his spirit. The Lord said, I got to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah to get Lot. Abraham understood. Abraham said, well, what if one man is just there? Will you destroy the whole? He was talking about Lot. He didn't give a damn about the rest of them folks. He was talking about Lot. He was like, look, I'm praying for the Sodomites so that the Lord won't put Lot to death. Because the Lord, he didn't understand. Abraham didn't understand at the time that the Lord had already had it in his heart and in his plans to save Lot. So he's seeing and hearing things all day, every day. It vexed the brother. It vexed the brother. The things you see and hear, brothers and sisters, will vex you. Go back to that video. What we stop at? What number? Okay, go from 4 minutes to 6 minutes and 7 seconds, which I think is the end of the video. We'll be done with that, and we'll move on because we got quite a lot to go through. Play that.
just get disgusted, you go, ah, and you shut it off. And if you continue to listen to it, you'd get sick. That's what we're talking about here. Except you don't even know that you've been listening to the static your whole life.
Pause. So if you listen to that, for too long, it'll cause a sickness. You'll vomit. You'll become physically sick from the sound. And the white man, I'm gonna show you in a minute, the white man got weapons that he used during war to make the enemy sick, to make them vomit. Imagine you going to war, you've been training your whole life for this. You got your guns, you got your grenades, your tanks, your armor, and on your way to the battle, they don't even, you say they ain't got no guns, they ain't got no tanks. But what's that big thing that they rolling out here on the back of a truck? What is that? And they press the button on that damn thing, and they cause you to vomit. This sound free. I'm telling you, this dude the devil, man. He the devil for real. I'm gonna show you the devil for real tonight. Go ahead.
You don't even know what the true resonant frequency is because it has been kept from you.
Now, of course, to really be effective, we need to use the proper words and phrases, scientifically selected. But that gives you the basic idea. We embed messages just below the threshold of perception, so they can go directly into the subconscious.
They can play across a community these frequencies without anyone knowing, and it starts to have an effect. And it starts to build rage, it starts to build anger. And people might not realize why they're feeling it, but they start feeling. And then what they do is they trigger that with an event. Maybe some guy is attacked by the police or something, or somebody's arrested for something they didn't commit. And now there's the trigger. The blue touch paper's been lit of this manufactured frequency-driven rage, and you have mass riots and what have you, and people do things that they wouldn't normally do.
So in other words,
so through these frequencies, they can cause rage, anger, anxiety, depression. You wonder why sometimes you feel a certain type of way, and you're like, why I feel like this? Why I feel so low today? It's be these frequencies. You got to guard your spirit. I told you, I don't listen to nothing but original royalty, bro. Because I know what that spirit do to me when I listen to that old stuff I used to listen to. I know what it do to me. I know how it make me feel. So I got to continue I'm glad, thank God, the Most High put the spirit on our leadership. They dropping albums every damn week. Right. Thank you, Lord. Keep us in the spirit constantly. Class, that's why the bishop said 3 times a day, 7 days a week. He's had that vision a long time ago. 20 years ago, he had that vision. He just didn't have the manpower. Now he got the manpower. Now we teaching all day, every day. It's a reason for that. It keep you in the spirit because they know how to trigger things in you. Go ahead, play it.
Master composer, master conductor of the Universal Orchestra is singing love songs in 5/8, uplifting everything simultaneously. And we're the only species out of tune and accepting static for the clear channel.
Do you know that the American military, they've admitted this. They have technology that fires frequencies at the enemy.
Told you.
That basically breaks the enemy's spirit so they give up and put their weapons down. This is the technology we're dealing with.
Hey, pause it. Go to. I put it in the group. Hold on a second. I know I put it later on down there. I want you to go to number. Nope, I actually didn't put it in the group. So I'm gonna send you 2 pictures real quick. I want you to post these pictures because me and Officer John were looking at this earlier, and I'm telling you, this man the devil, bro. He got some ish for your ass. Go ahead, watch the play. Look, show that, please.
Ship serviceman First Class Scott D. Amberger aims a long-range acoustic device at an incoming small craft off the starboard bridge wing of an amphibious command ship USS Blue Ridge during a small boat attack drill.
So when they see a boat coming that they perceive to be a pirate or the enemy forces, they shoot damn acoustic devices, sound wave devices out there to make the person that's trying to come after them become disgruntled or to become physically sick, man. Damn. Go to the next one. Watch this.
A New York City police.
Go back.
A New York City police officer of the Disorder Control Unit stands ready with the long-range acoustic device model 500X at an Occupy Wall Street protest on November 7, 2011 near City Hall.
He waiting for it to pop off so he can press a button on that, probably that big red button on the back of that machine right there. He gonna press that button and cause everybody in that crowd to be subdued by that sound wave. He ain't even got to lift up no gun. That's in the past where he got to pick up a gun and shoot you or bring out the water hose. He can stand from 1,000 feet away, press a button, and cause you to be subdued just by the sound. 1 Corinthians 15:33.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 33.
Go ahead.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
And that's a real thing. Now, in context, it's talking about those people that didn't believe that Christ had died and was resurrected. But the same can be also used for what we're reading right here about the prince of the power of the air and the frequencies that he put out there in the world, y'all. That's controlling your mind. That's corrupting your good manners. Your spirit want to keep God's commandments. All of us in the spirit want to do right by God. But that flesh, when you by yourself, when you alone, when you riding home in your car, the evil thoughts that come about you all of a sudden is coming from the things you hearing and seeing every day that's vexing your righteous soul. Now, hey, did you hear that in the video where it said that they play stuff just below consciousness into your subconscious so you pick up on it on your inner ear, as they call it. That's what picks up on it, your third eye, things like that. You perceive it, but you don't perceive it at the same time. You're taking it in, but you're not fully aware or conscious of it. That's what they're doing through this music. That's what they're doing through the social media and the television. Right. Now, when you read the book of Genesis, I want to show you something about Cain real quick. Go to Genesis chapter 4, read verse 7. Genesis 4, verse 7. And I got some images that I want to show. You don't have to show them yet, but I want to show you something. Genesis 4 and 7 real quick.
The book of Genesis 4, verse 7. If thou do well, shall not thou be accepted?
This the Lord talking to Cain. He said, if you do well, you'll be accepted. Go ahead.
And if thou doest not well,
but if you don't do well, read.
Sin lieth at the door.
Sin is on your brain. That's what he's saying. The door is his mind. The door of his mind. He says, sin lieth at the door. Go ahead.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
And unto thee shall be his desire. Go ahead.
And thou shalt rule over him.
So he tells Cain, he said, unto thee shall be his desire. So he looked at Cain and he said, you're going to be to his desire. He pointed at Satan. He talking to Cain and Satan right here in the spirit. He said, you're going to be his desire. Then he says, what was the last part say? And thou?
Yeah. And thou, excuse me.
Come on, man.
And thou shalt rule over him.
And now he telling Satan, you gonna rule over Cain. That's what he's saying. You don't want to do right by me, he gonna rule over you, and unto him gonna be your desire. So this is the conversation that's taking place. We know what happened after this. He killed his brother Abel. Now skip down to 15.
Verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Show me the mark that the Lord set upon Cain. Show me Cain. Not all those different images. Show me the first image first. It's just of one man. Just show me the image. Yes, this right here. When it said that the Lord put a mark upon Cain, he put leprosy upon Cain. Cain became known as the man of sin during that time period. Right. And he looked different from everybody else on the world because everybody else on the world had melanin. He was the only one that looked like this. This is the mark of Cain. He's the man of sin, and the Lord took his melanin from him and made him look like Esau. That's what Esau is Cain. Regenerated. He came regenerated in the spirit, right? Keep reading.
And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Go ahead.
And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch.
Go ahead.
And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch.
So Cain started to have children. Skip down to verse 20 for sake of time.
Verse 20.
Yep.
And Adab bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents and of such as have cattle.
You at 20? Yeah, you at verse 20. Go ahead. Keep reading 21.
Verse 21.
Yep.
And his brother name was Jubal.
And his brother name was Jubal. Go ahead.
He was the father of all such as handle the harp and the organ.
You hear that? He was father of such of all that handle the harp and organ. Music. So when you first read about music in the Bible, you read about it from Cain's evil descendants. Show me the images, y'all. Come on, man. I got images up there for y'all. Y'all got to be in the spirit with me. I shouldn't have to tell you to put the images up. Cain had children, and his children were very good with the harp and the organ. Keep going. Thank you. They could sing. His descendants could sing. They could make music. You understand that? They made beautiful music. But guess what? They used it for evil because they were the sons of the wicked. You understand? Now, I'm going to show you something. Go to Ezekiel 28, Ezekiel chapter 28, and I want you to go to verse 13 through 15 real quick. I'm going to show you something. Pay attention.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 13.
Yeah.
Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God.
So the person that we're reading about was in the Garden of Eden, because I saw another Hebrew Israelites, or some Hebrew Israelites, say that this is literally talking about Tyrus, right? But the Bible says prophetically, Tyrus was not in the Garden of Eden, bro. Right. So it's showing you that it's dealing with prophecy. It's dealing with history and it's dealing with prophecy. But let me just not speak on it. Just because I'm petty and I feel like speaking on it, but I'm going to just stay away from it. But just let me just stay with this. Okay, read it again. I'm sorry.
Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God.
So this particular person that we read about was in the Garden of Eden. Go ahead.
Every precious stone was thy covering.
And they were precious, they were covered with precious stones in the Garden of Eden. Go ahead.
The sardius,
topaz,
and the diamond.
Go ahead.
The beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, and the sapphire, and the emerald, and the carbuncle and gold. Mm-hmm. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created.
In the day that thou was created. So it said the tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created. Telling you that Cain could sing. He had basically, it was like he had instruments in his body. That's how he could sing so well. He made good music. He had that ability, and his children had that ability.
Go ahead. Okay. So this is telling us the spiritual demon Satan was not up there in the heavens playing the flute or the harp.
Yes.
Because that's what Christianity always taught our people. Now we get it. Okay.
Right. Watch this. Watch what it say about him.
Verse 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth.
Go ahead.
And I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
Watch this.
Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created.
Till what?
Till iniquity was found in thee.
So let me ask you a question. Didn't God make Satan already adverse and evil? So why would God say, wow, Satan, you're evil. I found sin in you. I made him like that. What are you talking about? I know what I made. What do you think? God up there just bugged out? God knew what he made when he made Satan. He made him darkness. He made him evil. He made him adverse. That's what Satan means. It means adverse. He's an adversary. So this person he talking about ended up being corrupted. This person he talking about has sin in him. That was Cain. Cain could sing. Cain made good music. He taught his children. It was inherited by his children, but they used it for evil and not for righteousness. Right. That's what the Bible's talking about. Okay? Now, go from there real quick. You show me them images of Cain, didn't it? Give me that next video after those images. I'm going to show you. I think it was number nope. Before you do that, give me number 4. No, number 6. Number 6. Because I had jumped over a few of them to show Cain real quick. But I'm going to show you number 6 real quick. Pull that up for me.
Frequency programming the mind refers to the concept of intentionally altering brainwave frequencies through sound stimulation, like binaural beats, to induce specific mental states and potentially reprogram subconscious patterns.
Damn.
Making the mind more receptive to positive suggestions or desired behaviors.
It said positive suggestions or desired behaviors. Whose desired behaviors? the behavior that they want you. Go back to Genesis 4:7. We read it right there. And keep that on the screen for me. Go back to Genesis 4:7 right quick. Because it said, making the mind more receptive to positive suggestions or desired behaviors. Read that for me.
Genesis 4:7.
Yep.
If thou do well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
And if you don't do well, sin lieth at the door. Meaning what? Go ahead.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
Read.
And thou shalt rule over him.
So the desired behaviors is what Esau wants you to understand. How he wants you to move, how he wants you to think. He been programming you your whole life. Everything you say come from the white man. Everything you say come from his technology, come from his social media, come from his television, come from his music. And that may be a black person giving the message. It may be a black person singing. But that music and that mindset, it comes from Esau. Listen, jingle bells and all that different stuff like that, Santa Claus coming to town, Jackson 5, all that stuff like that, it may have been black folks singing that. But that was the white man's mind. What you about to say? Go ahead, officer.
Hey, Cat, so a lot of our people like to think they got free thoughts.
Yes.
That does not exist
Don't
in this
exist.
world.
It don't.
It does not. They're controlling everything. That's crazy.
That's why the Bible called him the prince of the power of the air.
Right.
He doing it where you can't even see it's happening. In your mind, you think this really your thought. Watch this. Go back to that. Yeah, go back to it.
Essentially, using sound frequencies to influence your mental state and potentially change your thought patterns.
Change the way you think. Go to the next one. Watch this. Go to the next, go to the next. Yep. Brain waves. Watch this.
Brain waves. The human brain produces electrical waves at different frequencies, categorized as delta, deep sleep.
So in delta, you're in deep sleep.
Theta, dreaming, relaxation.
You're dreaming or you're relaxed. That's theta.
Alpha, relaxed wakefulness.
So you're awake, but you're relaxed. That's alpha.
Beta is alertness.
Beta is when you're alert. Something going on, you hear a certain sound and it causes you to be alert. Go ahead.
And gamma, high cognitive processing.
Gamma is when you're processing things in your brain. You're processing thoughts. You're processing things you've read. You're processing things you heard. Go ahead.
Binaural beats. This technique involves playing two slightly different frequencies in each ear, causing the brain to perceive a beat at the difference between the two frequencies, which can entrain the brain to that specific frequency.
What does the word entrain mean? I mean, come on. What the hell are we doing here? These people are controlling everything, and he ain't got to leave his house. Why do you think everybody got a podcast now? It's information just constantly flowing, and it could be a load of crap. The stuff they say, you're like, that's stupid as hell. What are you talking about? I heard a dude say Adam was Atom, which means the light, and Eve is the what's they call that? The root word of evening, and she was the darkness. So the Lord didn't take a man and a woman to create life. He created Atom, Atom, light, and Eve, EVE, evening, brought them together, and that's how man was created. My brother. I said, man, what the hell?
You need to leave that dope alone.
Man, you need to shut your black lips.
Bruh, everybody got a podcast now. Everybody's a podcaster. I want my voice to be heard. But the information is Esau's information. Right? Go ahead, what you want to say?
This is why when you go into the black communities, like when we go in, we doing camp or wherever we going, and you look up, you're like, wow, these radio waves, these radio towers in our community. You never see them in Esau community. They on the top of our water towers. They right next to our houses, not realizing that we're being programmed right in our own neighborhood. The way we act in our own neighborhood, this is not who we are. The Bible says who we are.
The dialysis, when you go to dialysis, it usually be in black communities. Dialysis pushes out high levels of radiation. When people get dialysis or when people get chemotherapy, those radiation causes cancer. They give you a little bit of radiation to kill the cancer, but high levels of radiation, constant frequencies, radio towers, all that stuff is affecting your brain. A lot of us sleep with our phone right next to our head. And it's constantly chiming, going off, telegram, all these different messages coming constantly. And those things affect your mind, whether you know it or not. Go ahead, officer.
Hey, pull that up that I just posted in the chat. We bought this out just yesterday. Watch this. Let's read it first, just to make the point. Watch this. We do not have our own thoughts. Think about what goes on in our communities, the high level of violence, the way we degrade each other, all of that comes through the music, and then it affects the way that you think. Go ahead, read that, officer.
In contemporary music production, an 808 refers to a percussion sound known for its booming, low-frequency bass.
What's that part again?
Percussion sound known for its booming, low-frequency
We
bass.
just got to understand just a second ago that frequency is talking about your spirit. It said it brings it to a low place. Watch this. Read on.
Famously popularized by the TR-808's bass drum.
Come on.
Often called the 808 kick.
Now, I didn't hear about 808s until like the early 2000s. Kanye, everyone's talking about 808 drum, 808 this. I didn't know what it meant. Watch this.
This iconic sound has become a cornerstone in various music genres.
Now, look at the genres that they use to push it. Watch this.
Notably in hip-hop.
Come on.
Trap and electronic dance music.
That is all so-called our music, black people music. And what do we have? The highest rate in all types of violence because they understand the frequencies. They understand they can put messages inside of that thing. In the world, you know, we always say, man, I don't really know what he's saying, but boy, I like that beat. And that's how they get that stuff into your subconscious.
The Most High. That's exactly right. Now, I had something. Go back real quick. Go back to what we had. We were showing the different frequencies. Yeah. Go down real quick. Go to the next one. Frequency analysis, I think. Okay, yeah, frequency and programs. Let's go there real quick.
Frequency and programming can refer to a variety of things, including frequency programs, a tool that helps users set goals for specific behaviors and track how often they occur. Frequency programs can automatically chart data on the rate of frequency over time.
So they got this whole thing planned out, y'all. Whole thing planned out, and they using it to control your mind. The white man look at things and he say, how can I turn that into a weapon? That's like, he don't look at stuff like you and me look at it like, oh, that's a broom. He say, how can I use that to put somebody to death? You understand? Here's how he look at stuff. He don't look at it for what it's naturally for. He look at it for what he can do to cause harm. It's just who he is. Genesis 27:38. That's his gift. That's his blessing that he was given. I want you to read that for me.
The book of Genesis 27 and verse 38.
Watch this.
And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Read.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Read.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Go ahead.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
So it said that Esau would, by his sword is how he would live. Go ahead.
And shall serve thy brother.
So I want to show you that he lived by the sword. So you may say, okay, well, he lived by the sword. That's only talking about a literal sword. No, they didn't have guns back then, but they got them now. They didn't have tanks back then, they got them now. They didn't have satellites back then, but they have them now. They didn't have GPS coordinates back then. They didn't have any of these things. They didn't have these sound wave machines that we showed you earlier to cause the frequencies in your brain to erupt and cause you to be physically sick. They didn't have that back then, but they have it now. His warfare has evolved. Matter of fact, give me that in Genesis 25 where it says he's a cunning hunter. 25 and something. Go ahead.
Genesis 25 and verse 27.
Yeah.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Esau was a cunning hunter. Read.
A man of the field.
And he always in the field looking and seeing, how can I make this a weapon? How can I use this to cause harm to someone? Go ahead.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
And Jacob liked to chill in a tent. Okay, go ahead.
To your point, you brought out this Genesis 25:27, where it says Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. We talking about frequencies, right?
Right.
This is the same man that knows how to create a grunter. This is what you use when you go hunting with deer, and you can You can replicate the sound that a buck makes during mating season.
Damn.
You can replicate the sound that a doe makes when she's in heat and attract those deers to come to you to breed or to kill them.
Wow. Right. Did you see that? He do the same thing with dog whistle. Yep. You can't hear a dog whistle, but if you blow that whistle, that dog gonna come running around that corner from 2 miles away. And you say, I wonder how he's able to hear that. It's a different frequency. You can't hear the frequency, but the dog can hear it. You understand? Go from there. Go to that number 13 real quick. And you know who all got a hand in all of this? Damn Amalek.
The devil.
Look at Amalek. He own Sony, Paramount, Fox, Comcast, Walt Disney, CNN, HBO, Showtime. I mean, the list go on and on, y'all. He is in the forefront of pushing this media and pushing these frequencies out to the world. And it's owned by 6 Amalek corporations, own 96% of the media. Everything you see and hear come from him.
What the hell?
Now give me Ciroc 3925 real quick. No, get straight to the point. Get 26 and 27 real quick. Yep, we finna take a turn.
The book of Ciroc, chapter 39 and verse 26.
Go ahead.
The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt,
Read.
flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly.
So the godly, that's good for them. Go ahead.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
So the white man find a way to manipulate water. I'll give you an example. When he see a water coming out of a water hole, you say, I'm going to use that to water my garden and stuff like that. He say, how can I turn the pressure up on that to where it'll pull a person's skin off? What they do during the time that with the water hoses during the 1960s, civil rights, he would turn the pressure up on the water hose to where it stung when it hit you. I don't know about you, but if you ever had somebody turn the water hose up and put a pressure washer on, that stuff pull your skin off. I remember as a kid pressure washing the car with my father. And I remember one time I let that pressure washer hit the inside of the inside of your hand right there, cut straight through. That's how the white man think. He said, how can I use that water pressure to pull a man's skin off of his body? But to us, we say, water is so that I can survive and wash my behind. What the hell? Why you want to make it into that? That's how he think. Fire is used to cook and things of that nature. He say, no, let me figure out how I can make that fire and channel it into a nuclear weapon. That he don't think like we think. We see that and we say, this is good for life. He see that and say, I can use that to destroy somebody. That's why verse 27 says what?
All these things are for good to the godly.
All these things good to the godly.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
But to the sinners, they are turned into evil. Now I want you to give me that Wikipedia of Alexander Graham Bell. You may have heard that name before. You may not have heard that name before. Alexander Graham Bell. Not Bell Labs. Alexander Graham Bell. Stay with me, Bridger. All right, play that. Read that.
Alexander Graham Bell, born March 3rd, 1847, was a Scottish-born Canadian-American inventor, scientist, and engineer who is credited with patenting the first practical telephone.
So he was the first person to make the telephone. Go ahead.
He also co-founded the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, AT&T, in 1885.
So AT&T been around for over 100 years. You wonder why your damn phone bill down there $1,000. Damn. They been doing this for AT&T been around a long ass time. Since 1885, Bridger. Go ahead.
Bell's grandfather and brother had all been associated with work on elocution.
Elocution and speech. Listen, elocution and speech, they always done dealt in the frequencies, y'all. This man is the son of Satan. I'm just telling you right now. Go ahead. Look at him.
And both his mother and wife were deaf, profoundly influencing Bell's life's work.
Go ahead.
His research on hearing and speech further led him to experiment with hearing devices, which eventually culminated in his being awarded the first U.S. patent for the telephone on March 7, 1876.
Go ahead.
Bell considered his invention an intrusion on his real work as a scientist and refused to have a telephone in his study.
He didn't even want to have a telephone in his study. Go ahead.
Many other inventions mark Bell's later life, including groundbreaking work in optical telecommunications, hydrophores, and aeronautics. Bell also had a strong influence on the National Geographic Society and its magazine while serving as its second president from 1898 to 1903.
All right. So Alexander Graham Bell was the first person to make the telephone. He started the AT&T, which is the American Telecommunications and something. What did it say? American Telephone and Telegraph Company. That's AT&T. Some of y'all may not have knew what that stood for. I didn't know what that stood for until I started actually doing the research. All right. Give me 1 John. I'm gonna remember now. So y'all go back real quick. Y'all remember this? Do anybody remember Bell South? Because in Mississippi, we had Bell South. I remember a thick-ass phone book by that doggone thick. It was a Bell South on the front of it. And then AT&T overtook Bell South. Go to Bell Labs for me real quick. Nope, before you do that, go to Theodore Newton Vail. Theodore Newton Vail. So you had AT&T, you had Bell Labs, Bell Communications, so on and so forth. Go ahead, read that for me.
Theodore Newton Vail was an American businessman who served as the general manager of Bell Telephone Company from 1878 to 1887 and became the founding president of American Telephone and Telegraph Company, AT&T, in 1885.
So he joined Alexander Graham Bell. Go ahead.
Vail viewed telephone service as a public utility and moved to consolidate telephone networks under the Bell system. In 1913, he oversaw the Kingsbury Commitment that led to a more open system for connection.
So I'm just showing you, and you can show his face. These Edomites, man, they understood frequencies and delved deeply in it. They were the first creators of the telephone. Bell Labs, Bell System, AT&T, that all comes from these men. Okay, what you know is the telephone today, your cell phone, all that originated with the ideas of these people. Now, where they get that information from? Where did these people crawled out the cave just 400 years before this, and now they making telephones? Okay, 1 John chapter 3, verse 10.
The book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 10.
Go ahead.
In this, the children of God are manifest.
Read.
And the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God.
Read.
Neither he that loveth not his brother.
Right. So it says, in this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother. Skip down to verse 12, excuse me.
Verse 12.
Go ahead.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one.
Who was of that wicked one. Go ahead.
And slew his brother.
Go ahead.
And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous.
Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Whose coming is after the working of Satan. Whose coming is after the working of Satan. Read it again.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
And lying wonders. That's what that cell phone is. That's what that telephone is. I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
And with all deceivableness.
No, that was it, verse 9. So watch this. You know how I am. I be trying to just search deep sometimes, and I done stumbled upon something. So as I'm doing the research for this, I see he's Scottish born, the first one, the next one Canadian born. I said, I know Amalek got to be in the midst of this. I know he in the midst of this, damn it. I was looking to see if they was Amalek. And I found something. Go to the next article I had. The young Jew that helped perfect Bell Telephone. I had to find it. I knew Amalek had to be in the midst. Right there. Zoom in right there in the middle that's highlighted in the white. Yep. Go up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it also, John. Oh, no. Look at God. But God. What does some Christians say? But God.
Read
it.
Young Jew helped perfect Bell telephone apparatus.
Watch this.
By
Go
the
ahead.
American Jewish press.
So Bell telephone was not at the level that they could push it out and it can make a real some real noise in the world. Technology, industrial revolution, so on and so forth. But somehow this young Jewish man just so happened to be fumbling with it one night and figured out how to perfect the damn thing. Where he get that from? Where he learned that? Go down. I don't even want to go. Yeah, before another hour was to pass. Go ahead. Before another hour was to pass. No, matter of fact, read it from the top. We run
On the top floor of a shabby boarding house in Midtown Boston 75 years ago, a professor wearily toiled into the early morning hours. The man was Alexander Graham Bell, and in the early rays of March 7, 1876, minutes alone separated the Scotsman from a well-earned notch in inventive history. Before another hour was to pass, Bell was to spill acid over his hand. And in another room 40 feet away at the receiver, his assistant, Thomas A. Watson, was to hear his historic words. Mr. Watson, come here, I want you. 3/4 of a century later, 170 million telephone conversations are completed each day by America's 43 million phone owners. Few realize that although Bell invented the phone, the task of perfecting the speaking apparatus of the instrument fell to a modest little Jew, an Emil Berliner by name.
So I'm showing you, this dude was a bookkeeper. He used to keep the books. One night, he just so happened to be fumbling with the wiring and all that, and he stumbled upon making the doggone speaking apparatus perfected. He was an Ashkenazi Jew. Ashkenazi. How the hell? Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Teeming. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Watch this.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
That's the real Israelites he talking about. Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
And they know the blasphemy of them that say they Jews, like the so-called white man, like this man here. Go ahead.
And are not.
But they're not really the Jews, but they are.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
They the synagogue of Satan. The devil. Satan worked with this young Amalekite to perfect the speaking apparatus on the telephone. Right. I knew Amalek. I said, I know he in the midst somewhere. The white man, the devil, don't get me wrong, he saw the devil. But that Amalek, look at that. He was in the midst. Here's him right here. Just put it in black and white. It was the same exact one. He regenerated. That's him back on the earth today. And he was the one that helped perfect that speaking apparatus. I told you. I told you. I told you. Watch it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, go ahead. Give me Sirach 33 and 14. Sirach 33, 14. And this is what we got to understand, brothers. Sisters. Read it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 14. Good is set against evil.
Hey, listen, good is set against evil. We got the good on the earth, which are the Israelites, and we got evil people on the earth, which is Amalek and the so-called white man that understands how to use God's resources for evil. Go ahead.
And life against death.
Go ahead.
So it's the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly.
Hey, you be watching your anime or your TV shows, you got the heroes and the villains. That's what it is right here in this world. We dealing with evil and we dealing with the good, and the evil is prevalent right now because Satan rules this world.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, go to number 20. Go to what I had next. Watch this. Alexander Graham Bell. Go ahead, play that. Watch this. This is 1920, y'all. 1920. Hey, take that music out just in case they try to flag it. I don't want to hear that crap. Thank you. So you see these two Edomite women right here. They going to, what's that, a fire hydrant? Going to the fire hydrant, they're wrapping wiring and wrapping this device around it, right? And then they're going to use what looks like an umbrella, but it's got different wires on it. It's a portable wireless phone. This is the 1920s. Look at this. They're not in the house. They had the cell phone back then, bro. Look at this. They have frequencies, but I told you, this ain't no game. Ain't nothing. I'm telling you, the spirit that's in these people, the spirit of Satan, look, they was able to speak back and forth with people, play music over it, all that. They was able to hear the music through it and all that. Look, this was in Great Britain. Okay, this was in Britain in the 1920s. You could drop that. You could drop it. Go to the next one. The history of cell phones. Play that.
Before cell phones, there were car phones.
Good morning, Mr. Cardinal. How did the market open?
In fact, the original car phone weighed about 80 pounds.
Pause. Look at that, man. Go back. The first car phone, look how big that damn.
Hey, that cell phone like a Tesla battery.
Bruh. Hey, that junk took up your whole trunk space, man. It was either bring groceries home or have a damn car phone. That's what it was. Damn, it was 80 pounds. Look at that, bro. Go ahead. What you about to say? Go ahead.
What the receiver part look like?
Exactly. Shoot, that thing hurts. Go back. Play it.
The original car phone weighed about 80 pounds. In 1947, an engineer at Bell Labs envisioned
Pause. Where? Bell Labs. Go ahead.
futuristic phone network for their car phones. A call would bounce uninterrupted between cells of coverage. At the time, the technology and the infrastructure for this did not exist, but it soon would. The car phones quickly became popular despite their limitations. Only a limited number of people could use the service at a time, which meant 5 to 10 year waiting lists began to form.
Damn.
And existing customers could sometimes wait up to 30 minutes to place a call. But then, in 1973, Motorola engineer Martin Cooper showed what the future would look like: the Dynatac 8000X. Based on Bell's cell network concept, it was the world's first handheld cell phone. 10 years and a $100 million investment later, Motorola finally released the phone to the public.
I'd like to order a large pizza with mushrooms,
Now,
anchovies.
pause it. So they making it seem like that just happened in 1973. But we just showed you a video in 1921 where they already had the prototype for it. Where they get that from? Who taught them that? These people are not the smartest people on the planet Earth. They received that information from the devil. Go ahead. Right. Go ahead.
And the hottest peppers you can find.
The decade-long delay was caused by the need to build the cellular infrastructure the phone required to operate. The phone took 10 hours to charge, lasted 35 minutes, and cost $3,995.
So look at them numbers, man. You spend 4 racks. I don't know why they put $3,995. That's the trick. You're like, ooh, it ain't quite $4,000. That's $4,000, y'all. $4,000. You can only talk for 35 minutes, and you had to charge that thing for 10 hours.
The hell is this?
Well, damn. But I understand it was the prototype at the beginning. But damn, play it.
Which would be about $10,000 today.
Industry watchers say there are only a few thousand cellular phones in use right now, but that number is expected to grow considerably within the next few years during the cellular revolution.
That Nokia had a snake on it. Y'all remember that?
Ahead of its time, the IBM Simon could be considered the world's first smartphone, the world's first touchscreen phone, and the first phone to have software apps.
That's in 1994.
It cost around $1,099 new, which would be around $1,800 today.
BlackBerry. Yep. I had one of them, T-Mobile Sidekick. That's the best-selling phone of all time, y'all, the Nokia. Damn. I had the Razor, too.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. But what we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen. A giant screen.
Just 1 month after one of the most popular BlackBerry devices was released, the original iPhone hit shelves nationwide.
iPhone
it would
came
go
in
on to
and shut
sell
that
more
thing
than
down.
6
Damn.
million units, with new models introduced every year. The iPhone
Still
would
doing that to this day.
forever change mobile phones, the computer industry, and technology forever.
Aw, Android.
Today's cell phones are a far cry from the $10,000 Dynatac phone of 1983. And for many people, the phone feature has become one of the least used features.
Right, ain't nobody
But in the
using this.
future, phones could make another drastic change. The World Economic Forum thinks the first implantable phones will become commercially available by 2024.
And that's not the mark of the beast for you dum-dums out there. Pause. These folks done figured out how to perfect this technology to the point to where we're able to have these devices on our phone. Some of you watching us from your phone right now. Some of you are watching us on your TV screen from your phone. Your phone streams it to your TV screen. That's how far this technology has gone. And I'm going to show you the evil side of this technology here in just a second. Give me Ezekiel 28:3. Ezekiel 28,
the book of
verse
Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 3.
Yep.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Why you think ain't no? This is the reason I read that scripture. Why you think it says he's wiser than Daniel, and there is no secret that you can hide from him? What is that telling you that he does with his technology? He uses it as surveillance to watch you, to understand you. We'll get into it. Keep reading.
Verse 4, with thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches.
Because I didn't pull it, but AT&T was bought for $67 billion. Y'all remember when Bell South just kind of faded away? And then they had Cellular South, and they C-Spire now, but that's some damn crap. You had Singular, then you had AT&T, and everybody, shoot, they pride, I got AT&T. I'm doing well for myself. I'm balling. I got AT&T. What you got, T-Mobile? I have AT&T. That thing sold for $67 billion. That's how it became the forefront. Right now, it said 2005 for more than $16 billion, which is equivalent of $25 billion today. But look at this right here. In 2006, what happened to Bell South?
In 2006, AT&T acquired Bell South for approximately $86 billion.
That's what a B. That's billion with a B, y'all. Go ahead.
In 2018, AT&T acquired Time Warner for $85.4 billion. In 2022, AT&T spun out Warner Media in a $43 billion transaction. AT&T shareholders received 0.24 shares of Warner Brothers. Discovery for each AT&T share they own.
So Bell Communications, Bell Lab, Bell South is where the idea of bouncing frequencies off towers came from. It came from them, right? Alexander Graham Bell and Theodore Newton Vail. AT&T said, okay, we need to purchase that. So they purchased that. Then it said they purchased Time Warner and Warner Media. What they got to do with a cell phone? What they got to do with communication? That's why you able to get everything on this phone. You get Netflix on this phone. You can get anything on this doggone phone. Amazon, you be on Amazon ordering all kind of crap, social media, all that. So read that again, verse 28, verse 3 and 4.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Go ahead.
With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches.
Thou hast gotten the riches.
And hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
And has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures through his telecommunications, right? Give me that. They already had mobile phones during World War I. Go to that real quick. It was play that.
Did you know that soldiers communicated with portable telephones during the First World War? Good communication was vital to trench warfare on the Western Front, but static telephone lines were often cut and were open to the enemy listening in. It took Captain Algernon Fuller to invent the first secure mobile communication system, the Fuller phone. Although still using telephone wires, the Fuller phone had the advantage of being much more difficult to tap by the enemy. By the Second World War, fully mobile communication had changed warfare forever. The most common equipment in use by the Allies was the SCR 536 radio transceiver, the handy-talkie. It was designed for portability and ease of use, and has a passing resemblance to early mobile phones. Inspired by the handy-talkie, it took the development of the first telephone cellular network in 1973 to herald the age of true mobile telephone technology.
But the military had it in World War I, which was between, I think, 1911 and 1918 or something like that. 1914 and 1918 was when World War I happened. They already had the cell phone in, man. So I'm telling you, this man been perfecting it, long perfecting it. He's been dealing with the devil. Satan been giving him more and more information until he's able to get it to where he has it today. But they already had it. Go to the next one. The next video I had. Go ahead.
This is 6 Able, this is Fox 4-6, over. This is Razor 6 Able, over. 6 Able, we have 4 or 5 dip tanks in our rear supply area. Can't get through them. Can you get some tanks up here, over? This is Razor 6 Able, negative. No tanks, but I have a tier 1-6 with an anti-tank gun.
So they was able to call for backup, bazookas, whatever. Even back then, and this is World War II now. This is the 40s. They already had this technology in the 19-teens and the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s. Straight up. What? Watch this. Go from there. Go to the next video I had. This is what the FBI can see on your phone right now. Play that.
But that does not solve your full problem. I think I'd still be sitting here talking about it otherwise.
Well, but let's talk about what the government can see on using a phone, and it's not just an iPhone, but you can look at metadata,
Man, it
correct?
ain't no black
Yes.
folks in there, Paul. Ain't no black folks in that shit. Boy, what the hell? If it's a black person, they just sitting in the back for props. Hey, you want to make a couple dollars? Hey, come here. I'm going to have you sit in the background of this camera real quick. Don't say nothing, though. Just act like you interested. Ain't no black folks in there. The hell it is? Play it.
Metadata, correct?
Yes.
The metadata is not encrypted, correct? If I called someone else, or that phone had called other people, all of that information
Paul,
is available to
go back. Look at that Jake right there. I told you. He ain't even paying attention. He don't know what the hell going on. They went and got that brother off the street, put a suit on him. He probably ain't got he got shorts on. He ain't even got no pants on. He got on shorts and a suit and tie, just a jacket suit. And the brother just sit in the crowd. He don't even know what's going on. You might mess around, see him pick his nose. He like 17. That dude like 17 years old. I told you, they be just getting black faces on. Oh my God.
He's not even looking in the same direction as everybody else.
They're like, shh, man, they gonna give me $150 when it's over with.
Hey, man, we jacked up, man. He don't know what the hell going on. Everybody else looking towards what's going on. He looking like, man, I wonder what I'm going to eat later on. Come on, man. Play it. Yeah, I know, man. Come on, play it. I'm sorry. The brother may know what's going on. I don't know. I'm just talking. Let's see if he actually
If I called someone else,
man, that man high as a kite.
Or that phone had called other people, all of that information is available to the FBI, correct?
In most circumstances, right? Metadata.
In this case, let's talk about this case. You want to talk about this case. You can see the metadata, correct?
My understanding is we can see most of the metadata.
How would you define metadata?
I was just going to say that. Metadata, as I understand it, is records of time of contact, numbers assigned to the particular caller or texter. It's everything except content. You can't see what somebody said, but you can see that I texted to you in theory. My understanding is with texts in particular, that's tricky, particularly texting using iMessage. There's limitations on our ability.
Look how that Edomite right over his left shoulder looked at him like, what you just say? Well, look. What's how he look at him? Play it.
My understanding is with texts in particular, that
he looking like, what the hell you just?
My understanding is with texts in particular, that's tricky, particularly texting using iMessage. There's limitations on our ability to see the metadata around that. Again, I'm not an expert, but that's my understanding.
And do you believe that geolocation, if you're tracking somebody's actual where they are, is that content or is that metadata?
My understanding is it depends upon whether you're talking historical or real time when it comes to geolocation.
He full of crap. He know that they watching everything that we doing on these doggone phone. Now go to the next one. They watching everything. We just read it in Ezekiel. The Lord said, ain't no secret that you can hide from these folk. Wait a minute, what that is? Okay, yeah, watch this.
Migrant riots recently swept through France, but beyond all of this, something else happened. The French leadership under Emmanuel Macron used the riots to usher in new policies of mass government surveillance. What's now being created in France is one of the most comprehensive surveillance systems in the entire world. Every smartphone is now a camera and a microphone for authorities. Every computer is now a node in a massive spy network. Every device with real-time geolocation is now a tracking device in the pocket of another citizen. Now, authorities claim that accessing devices is going to be reserved for cases of terrorism and delinquency.
Israel, pay attention. Cases of terrorism and delinquency. This is for us. This is for the Israelites to pay attention and see what we got going on. And I'm telling you, if you're involved in any type of secret sin and you're looking at stuff you shouldn't be looking at on your phone, you better stop right now, because they are watching your phone and everything that you talk about and everything. You don't be making no threats. Don't be saying nothing foolish, because they watching and they just waiting to just present it in court. Go ahead.
And organized crime. But look, with the broadness of what defines suspected crimes these days, that could very easily expand.
Right. They can change. In other words, they can change the rules whenever they want. Go back to Ezekiel 28:3 again. The Bible told you.
28 and verse 3.
Yep.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Wiser than Daniel.
There is no secret they can hide, that they can hide from thee.
Why? Because they got surveillance on these devices. Go ahead.
With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches.
Because they sell these communications and all that stuff to everybody. Go ahead.
And has gotten gold and silver into thy treasure.
And got gold and silver into thy treasure. That's where they got their money from. Go to the Stingray technology. Go to the next one. It's a Stingray technology. Watch this. Play that. You got to read this also.
Stingrays or IMSI catchers are a type of cell phone surveillance technology.
Mm-hmm.
The devices work by mimicking a cell phone tower.
So it's, pause it. The device work like by mimicking a cell phone tower. So your device, this cell phone thinks that is pinging off a cell phone tower, but it's actually pinging off of this Stingray device. Go ahead.
Forcing nearby mobile devices to connect.
It forces your phone to connect to it.
Police say they are an important tool to investigate serious crime.
Yeah, right.
Critics say they're a privacy concern because they sweep up identifying data on innocent people.
Go ahead.
They're also troubled by how secretive police have been about the devices. The RCMP first acknowledged using Stingrays in 2017. Toronto police admitting to using the technology after previously saying they didn't.
Oh, the white man lied. What a oh wow, what a surprise. Go ahead.
Both police forces say their devices do not capture private communication.
This dude is a liar. Then what you got it for, man? Why does my phone need to ping off of it? What you need it for? So you can listen to the private conversation. Stop. Go ahead, man. Stop. Go to the next video. Give a little bit more clear understanding about it. This man the devil. Play it.
Got a cell phone? Well, that's enough to make you a target of police surveillance in the U.S. This snooping is being done across the country using a secretive device called a Stingray. Here's how it works. Your phone has to connect to a cell tower in order to send or receive phone calls, messages, and data. When the Stingray is turned on, it simulates this tower and forces your phone to register with it. Stingray can then collect your phone number, location, the list of phone calls you've been making, and all sorts of other data. It doesn't just gather information from individual suspects, but anyone who happens to be in the area of an investigation.
Pause it. So you walking around the area of investigation, they can pin something on you just that easy. They can pin something on you just that easy. And didn't they just say that they don't listen to private communication or record them? But this say they do. So which one is it? Play it.
And all of this without a search warrant. So remember, even if you are just passing by, the police might be listening in.
Think it's a game. Y'all, you think you're safe here. You think you're safe here. Go ahead.
Hey, Cap, it said they used the word spy. You know, when you first buy a phone, that long paragraph that you scroll through and then hit OK, you already agreed to it.
Yep.
From the very beginning.
You're right about that. Because don't nobody ever read that stuff. Go to Ephesians 2:2 again. Go back to Ephesians 2:2. This is who you're dealing with.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 2.
Yep.
Where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
Read.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
According to the prince of the power of the air. Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
The spirit that worketh in the children of disobedience. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and I want you to read verse 4. Start at 3.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 3.
Watch this.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Read.
In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Wait a minute. How did he blind their minds? The God of this world is Satan. How did he blind their minds? Through the frequencies, through his telecommunications, through his cell towers, through the music, through the television. That's what he's done. He's blinded the minds of our people. Now our people is dumb on Christianity. Christianity make you lose all brain cells. You can have a PhD. You can have a 4.0 GPA. You can have some people be having 4.5 GPA and stuff like that. They got A++ in all their classes. Dissertation be fire. I'm talking about graduated top of their class. Then you say, hey, why you putting them eggs? Why you putting them little eggs with candy out there? And what's name? Oh, you know I'm celebrating Easter. You graduated college, didn't it? Yeah, I graduated college. Do rabbits lay eggs? See, it's about the kids. See, you done lost all brain cells because of Christianity. So their minds blinded to the truth of the gospel. Right. And who did that? The God of this world, which is Esau, Edom. Read again, verse 4.
In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Read.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
Yeah, lest the light of Christ should shine unto them. Now give me that next video about how Israel assassinated Hassan Nasrallah.
Hey, Cap,
Go
you know
ahead.
what's funny about that? When you look at the FCC, the Communications Commission, guess who run it?
Amalek.
Yes, sir.
I knew it.
A white woman, a female white woman. Her name is Rosie I can't pronounce it, but I was just reading it. Anyway, they regulate the interstate and international communications by radio, television, wire, satellite, and cable in all 50 states and the U.S. territory.
So that go back with what we showed earlier, the six Amalek families that own 96% of the media. They control what you think and what you see. The devil. Give me that video real quick. So this right here is Hassan Nasrallah. This is the leader, one of the leaders of Hezbollah. He's the top leader of Hezbollah. Go ahead. Let's play this. So he was just recently assassinated.
This is the multi-building site complete with an underground bunker.
Pause. He was just assassinated a few weeks ago. Go ahead, play that.
Multi-building site complete with an underground bunker where Hassan Nasrallah met with his top commanders. There are three possible scenarios we can consider what led to his elimination. The first scenario involves a tip-off allegedly provided by external spy agency giving precise coordinates for dropping multiple bunker buster bomb. The second scenario suggests the use of laser-guided targeting facilitated by Israeli Mossad agents. In the third scenario, 5 years of communication hacking was used to determine the exact date, allowing them to deploy around 80 different types of weapons on these two buildings complex.
So hold on, wait a minute. 5 years of surveillance? Tapping into their networks? I told you. That's what he do. He used everything for a weapon, bro. He dropped 80 bombs on those two buildings. And they have one bomb called the bunker buster. The bomb, literally, it don't explode until it hit the bunker. It just goes through the whole building. As it's going through the building, ain't nothing happening to it. But as soon as it hit that bunker, it explodes. It destroys everything. You think you're getting away from this? How you think of something like that? I want you to do me a favor. I want you to zoom forward with me real quick. Zoom forward. Let's look at something. Zoom forward. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Go all the way close to the end. I just want to show you the. Well, don't jump like that. Damn. Go back a little bit. Keep going back. I just want to get to go further before that. Before that, go to like 4 or something. Just one little part I want. Just a few seconds that I want. Go back a little bit. It may be before that. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Is that what I want? Keep going back. Right there. Play it right there.
The entire leadership inside the underground bunker. Out of the 80 bombs used, the IDF also deployed the Mark 82 weapon, the Bunker Buster, and the GBU-39, which were part of a purchase valued at around $3 billion from the U.S.
Pause it. $3 billion. See, America, see, that's why they're going to get it. That's why they're going to get it. Right. America involved in this, as usual. Play it.
This is the Bunker Buster bomb. It has a laser sensor at the front, and just behind that are adjustable fins. In the midsection, there is a warhead that weighs approximately 650 pounds containing tritonal explosive. This is a mixture of 80% TNT and 20% aluminum powder. Finally, we have the retractable fins at the rear. To give you a better sense of its size, comparing it to a person can be helpful. The casing has a length of approximately 19 feet long, which translates to around 5 meters.
Damn!
This section is made of an artillery barrel, which is very strong, and has a diameter of 14.5 inches, which translates to around 37 centimeters, making it relatively narrow. They intentionally made the smaller cross-sectional area. This means the bomb displaces less material, whether earth or concrete, as it penetrates layers of reinforced bunkers or building, thus allowing it to travel further to almost 100 meters.
Look at that. Go straight through the building and destroy the bunker at the bottom.
Let's take a look at how this works. Step 1. First, a laser is used to illuminate the target, or GPS guidance is already assigned to it. Step 2. An F-15 jet flies near the illuminated target and the bomb is released. Step 3. Once the bomb is dropped, the guidance system at the front connects with the tail and fins. This enables the bomb to make precise adjustments, guiding it accurately to its target.
Damn. Hey, watch this. Go back to 3 minutes, because that's good. I want to show you something at 3 minutes. Watch this. I told you. Listen, they done used it to develop weapons in order to find you wherever you at. But then they can't find a drug dealer. The Edomites be selling drugs. You can't find these little young black girls that's missing. All these young black girls missing all over America. You can't find them, but you can pick up on this dude in a damn bunker up underground. Come on, man.
5 years of research.
Right, come on, bro. Stop playing with us. We ain't stupid. We can read. Play it. Look at this
operation. And finally, we have scenario 3, which is the most likely. Hacking Hezbollah's communication system for the last 5 years to intercept encrypted messages without deploying any agents into Lebanon or Beirut. Upon learning that the Hezbollah leader had arrived at the building, an F-15 fighter jets flew and dropped barrage of bombs.
Bro, as soon as he walked in the damn building. Imagine just walking like, yeah, man, what's up, John? Hey, what's up? What's out with you, bro? You good? Pow! Damn bomb drop on your ass. He said, I know what happened. I know what happened. He called a female. Don't listen to him. He called a woman. I guarantee he said, hey, babe, I just want to let you know I just made it. You know how you try to check in with your old lady, like, hey, babe, I made it. Shalom, I'm with the brothers. Yeah, all right. That's what he did. And they dropped a bomb on him. Killed him and everybody in that joint. Hey, so the Edomite got power, bro. I'm telling you, with their telecommunication, man. Give me Daniel 12 and 4 real quick. No, give me 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3 and 4. So the reason he wants this technology, y'all, is because he want to play God. Okay, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Go ahead.
For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Come on.
And that man of sin be revealed.
And that man of sin be revealed. Go ahead.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition means the son of destruction. Everything that he do causes destruction. Go ahead.
Right. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Read.
Or that is worship.
Come on.
So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
So he want to show himself that he is God, and he want to show that he has the power of God. Now let me show you what the power of God is. Proverbs 15 and 3. This is why he wants access to your phone records. This is why he wants to know what you watching, what you listening to, what kind of music you like. He doing all that because he want to play God. Let me show you how. Go ahead.
Proverbs 15, verse 3.
Go ahead.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
Read that again.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
Read.
Beholding the evil and the good.
So the Bible said the eyes of the Lord are in every place. The eyes of the Lord see everything, is what it's saying. But the white man wants to play God. So he tries to use his technology that he got from Satan so he can see everything that's going on. His mic went out? Or it wasn't on? God, dog. Read again. I'm explaining stuff. Like, what are you explaining? I don't understand. Read again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 3.
Go ahead.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
So the eyes of the Lord are at every place. God's eyes are everywhere. His eyes going to his angels. The Lord don't need no surveillance system or no technology. He just sent his angels and they cloak themselves invisible. You can't see them because they in the spiritual realm, but they can still see you in the physical. And they just write down everything you're doing. The Lord don't need that. Right? He don't need that technology. Go ahead.
Beholding the good, the evil, and the good.
So God can see the evil and God can see the good. The so-called white man wants to play God so he can see everything that's going on. He uses his technology to try and do that. Okay? Give me what you had. What I had next? What I had next? Oh, yeah. So this is what he do. This is his CIA surveillance. Go to the next image. This is what he do, y'all. He watching everything. It's a movie. I can't remember what movie it is. It's not The Matrix. But there's a movie where they watching the TV screen. You can literally see everything that everybody is doing. Huh? Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye. They doing that. Right. Eagle Eye. Right. The eagle. Damn. Look at that right there. And they've been doing it since the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. They've been paying attention to that stuff already. They've been doing this stuff.
Hey, you remember in the movie, Cap, they was tapping into all forms of communication. Cell phones, you walk past the ATM, it pick you up. You walk past surveillance cameras, it pick you up. You sit in front of your TV, it picks you up. Mm-hmm. That's how they was able to monitor the whole world and what was going on.
Right. And they do the same thing with the smart TVs now. You sit in front of your smart TV and all kind of different stuff is being programmed and pushed throughout the television for you. Yeah, give me that real quick what I had next. It was a video I had next. So I saw this documentary, y'all. And y'all can go watch on Netflix when you get an opportunity. On Netflix, there's a documentary called The Social Dilemma, all right? Check it out when y'all get a chance. It's got some real good stuff in it. It's a really good watch. Watch it with your kids or whatever the case may be. Play this. This is the trailer from Social Dilemma. Watch this. Play it.
When you go to Google and type in climate change is, you're going to see different results depending on where you live and the particular things that Google knows about your interests.
That's not by accident. That's a design technique. What I want people to know is that everything they're doing online is being watched, is being tracked. Every single action you take is carefully monitored and recorded.
Yep.
A lot of people think Google's just a search box and Facebook's just a place to see what my friends are doing. What they don't realize is there's entire teams of engineers whose job is to use your psychology against you.
I was the co-inventor of the Facebook like button. I was the president of Pinterest,
Google, Twitter, Instagram.
There were meaningful changes happening around the world because of these platforms. I think we were naive about the flip side of that coin.
We get rewarded by hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value and we conflate it with truth.
A whole generation is more anxious, more depressed.
I always felt
why you think they're more depressed? Because you put your picture up and it's been up for 12 hours and you ain't got no likes, no comments. You like, damn, nobody like me. Nobody likes my content. You feel worthless. That's what social media do. Social media gives you validation. And they understand that. And they know, they start to pick up on, oh, he check his phone. He check his social media every hour. He looking to see, he go right to the notification to see who liked it, who commented on it. Okay, so he like vainglory. Okay, they start picking up on that stuff. Oh, he like to watch... Okay, he like to watch women shaking their behind. He like to watch power tools. She like to watch makeup artists do different makeup and different things like that. Mac makeup and all these different. Oh, he like content creation. Oh, and then next thing you know, TikTok shop start sending you stuff. You know, the Facebook start giving ads from Home Depot and from Sherwin-Williams, new paint and sheetrock and all this different stuff. Like, man, the Lord must want me to paint my living room. No. They've been monitoring everything that you do on social media, and they use that to use you as a product. Vanity, be mindful of vanity, y'all. Because if you got vainglory and vanity in you, the white man gonna exploit it through social media, and it's gonna control your mind. You ain't gonna realize it. Keep playing it. Watch this.
It was a force for good. I don't know if I feel that way anymore.
Facebook discovered that they were able to affect real-world behavior and emotions without ever triggering the user's awareness.
Wow.
They are completely clueless.
Fake news spreads 6 times faster than true news. We're being bombarded with rumors.
If everyone's entitled to their own facts, there's really no need for people to come together. In fact, there's really no need for people to interact.
We have less control over who we are and what we really believe.
If you want to control the population of your country, there has never been a tool as effective as Facebook.
We built these things and we have a responsibility to change it. The intention could be, how do we make the world better? If technology creates mass chaos, loneliness, more polarization, more election hacking, more inability to focus on the real issues, we're toast.
Dang.
This is checkmate on humanity.
So you can drop that. So it's called a social dilemma. It's real good. And it goes into that. They got some of the top people from Facebook and Instagram, the Edomite that created the Facebook like button and the comment section, all that. The one that created, he's one of the top people on here. And they understand that your mind and my mind has been being controlled this entire time by what they've been putting out there for us, which goes back to him trying to play God, trying to control the minds of the people. Hey, give me Isaiah 29-20 real quick. And I got another video from that same documentary that go a little bit more in depth to one section of it. Isaiah 29 and verse 20.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
For the terrible one is brought to naught.
The terrible one is brought to naught. The terrible one is the so-called white man, y'all. Go ahead.
And the scorner is consumed.
And the scorner is consumed.
And all that watch for iniquity are cut off.
Notice what it says. It says he watches for iniquity. He sit back and try to see what sins you like to indulge in. Right. And then he use your psychology against you. He's trying to be Solomon. He's trying to be Christ. He's trying to be the Most High God, where he can read the thoughts and be able to pick up on the reasonings of man. That's it right there. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The devil. Right? Give me Isaiah 14:14 real quick. Mm-hmm.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 14.
Yep.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
That's his technology. That's his satellites, his GPS coordinates and all those things, his social media towers and things of that nature. Go ahead.
I will be like the Most High.
You hear that? It said, I will be like the Most High. I'm going to be like God. I'm going to have information and technology and all these different things, frequencies, and I'm going to control the masses of people. I'm going to know exactly what you're thinking and exactly what you like so I can make sure I use you as a product. I'm going to show you that. Go to the next video. Watch this. Yep, play it. This, pause it. This Edomite right here is the one that created the Facebook like button. Play.
Climate change is. You're going to see different results depending on where you live. In certain cities, you're going to see it autocomplete with climate change is a hoax. In other cases, you're going to see climate change is causing the destruction of nature. And that's a function not of what the truth is about climate change, but about where you happen to be Googling from and the particular things that Google knows about your interests.
Even two friends who are so close to each other, who have almost the exact same set of friends. They think, I'm going to news feeds on Facebook, I'll see the exact same set of updates. But it's not like that at all. They see completely different worlds because they're based on these computers calculating what's perfect for each of them.
The way to think about it is it's 2.7 billion Truman shows. Each person has their own reality with their own facts.
Why do you think that Truman has never come close to discovering the true nature of his world until now?
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
Over time, you have the false sense that everyone agrees with you because everyone in your newsfeed sounds just like you. And that once you're in that state, it turns out you're easily manipulated. The same way you would be manipulated by a magician. Magician shows you a card trick and says, pick a card, any card. What you don't realize was that they've done a setup. So you pick the card they want you to pick. And that's how Facebook works. Facebook sits there and says, hey, you pick your friends, you pick the links that you follow. But that's all nonsense. Just like the magician, Facebook is in charge of your newsfeed.
We all simply are operating on a different set of facts. When that happens at scale, you're no longer able to reckon with or even consume information that contradicts with that worldview that you've created. That means we aren't actually being objective, constructive individuals.
Wow. So they controlling your, go to Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 12. They control your mind. They controlling everything. And we've been thinking this whole time that we've been in control, and you have not been. It's only the laws of God that help you break this chain, brethren. Read that for me.
The book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest.
Go ahead.
And the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind.
So the bewitching of naughtiness, they tricking you. They bewitching you. That's, remember he said it becomes a source of mind control, right? You get put into a web of thoughts that you think are yours and they're not yours. So it says, for the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest. That's why some of our people on social media will just post a video and they be all in the comments. I'm talking about like talking like we ain't even they brothers. Like we ain't in the communities really doing some positive stuff. Be want to harm us, lay hands on us. And you be like, where does animosity and hatred come from? Their minds are being controlled. It's the spirit of Satan, the spirit of disobedience in them, causing them to rise up against what the word of God says. Right. Go ahead.
And the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind.
And that wandering of concupiscence, it undermines the simple mind, the mind that's not focused on God. It undermines it. It causes you to fall into different lusts and desires that you probably never did at one time until you started to be exposed to these particular things. Right.
First Ezra 5 and 72. We got to understand Satan is working with the white man. Understand that. We in spiritual warfare. Come on.
The book of 1 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 72.
Come on.
But the heathen of the land lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea.
That's what's going on with this social media. That's what Cap bringing out tonight. The so-called white man is laying heavy on our people through social media. Go ahead.
And holding them straight hindered their building.
That's what he's doing with these phones, with this technology. He's trying to hinder the building of the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's why we got to understand and wake up and pay attention out here. Come on.
And by their secret plots.
And by their what?
Secret plots.
These phones, the frequencies, social media, the news, these are all secret plots. Go ahead.
And popular persuasions.
And they're popular persuasions. Listen, man, that's why, we can't be sleeping around here. Because the so-called white man knows how to do evil. Go ahead.
And commotions, they hinder the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived.
So listen, that's why you can't be on your phone. We all guilty of it, but we be on our phone sometimes. Guess what? That's hindering the finishing of the building. Esau knows that. It's all a trick bag, but listen, you got to be keeping these commandments and meditating on these laws day and night. Stay off them dang on phones.
100%. Go to the next one. Shoot. Go on to the next one. Popular persuasion. That's a heavy scripture right there. Give me that next one. I know we had one more video, I think, on that. Yeah, play it.
You're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
Pause that. Just keep that on the screen. Social media is free for you, y'all. You don't have to pay to get on Instagram. You don't have to pay to establish a TikTok account. Nor do you have to pay to establish a Facebook account. But what you do on those apps, you buy stuff. TikTok Shop, Temu, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram. You go in there, you buy products. You share links. You send stuff to your wife. You send stuff to your Lord, your husband. You say, hey, look, man, check this out. You send stuff to the brothers. Hey, purchase this. We were just talking about purchasing something for the IT team just a minute on TikTok. Right. Because you become the product. You are the product. Everything that they put on those social media apps is to control you and to get you to spend your money. And you seeing it all day, every day. And it's going to cause you, don't mess around and go on like Trulia or go on Zillow looking at houses. Them houses going to pop up on your news feed on Facebook right after that. You're going to see the same house. You're going to be like, God must want me to have this house. That's what you start thinking. The Lord want me to have this house, damn it. No, they controlling your brain, brethren. Play that again from the top. Play it from the top. Look at this.
Not paying for the product, then you are the product. A lot of people think, oh, well, Google's just a search box and Facebook's just a place to see what my friends are doing and see their photos. But what they don't realize is they're competing for your attention. So, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, companies like this, their business model is to keep people engaged on the screen.
That's their business model, to keep you engaged on the screen, to keep you distracted, right? Give me Isaiah 26, verse 3. You got to close it out. Dang, I ain't gonna get a chance to Don't Listen to Black Women. Damn. I'll get y'all next week. Read that. 26 and 3.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 26.
Verse 3.
And verse 3.
Go ahead.
Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee.
So you're going to be in perfect peace when your mind is on the Lord. You got to spend your time, like the officer brought out earlier, you got to spend your time meditating in the scriptures. You got to detach yourself from social media. I've done it before. I was telling the brothers this on Clubhouse the other day. We was talking. There have been times where I've gone on a 30-day detox from social media. The only way I had the brothers send stuff for class. I said, look, I'm going to be off social media for a month. Anything y'all want to go over in class, y'all just post it. And y'all can just bring it out whenever. Because I had to detach myself from this stuff because it do become overwhelming after a while. I'm going to tell you something. This stuff mess with your eyes. It mess with your head. You can get headaches. Your neck can start to hurt from holding your head down like this so long. I mean, it's real. It really affects you. It weakens your eyes, all that. Looking at that blue light behind that screen, a lot of our glasses got the blue light protection on it. It's got a film on it that helps protect you from this blue light that's in this screen. That ain't good for your mind. That ain't good for your eyes, your brain. But we do it because you become addicted to it. Read the Bible again, what it say?
Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee.
Read.
Because he trusted in thee.
Your mind got to stay on God. Your mind got to stay on the Lord. Go to Psalms 94 and 11. Your mind has to stay on the Lord, brothers and sisters. Watch this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 11.
Yep.
The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity.
So the Lord know that your thoughts and my thoughts is vanity. The things we think about is wicked according to the scriptures. The only thing that keep our mind focused, the only thing that keep us right with God is when we study his and meditate in his laws, statutes, and commandments. And it should intrigue us constantly to go into the scriptures and learn. And the more you read the Bible, bro, I was telling John this, I told leadership this past week, I literally stayed in Isaiah for like 2 months. I could have been done with Isaiah, but I kept going back. I was like, man, I seen something. Let me go read that again. It's supposed to continue to intrigue you. When the Bible don't intrigue you no more, when you don't want to watch classes no more, that social media done got you, y'all. Where you look at your phone, when you get a chance, and we all guilty of it, look at your screen time on your phone at the end of the week. And see how much time you really dedicating to social media. And I want you to think about how much time you spent reading your Bible this week. And you're gonna see that the more time that you had a lot of time on your hand where you really could have got it in the scriptures, but you chose not to do it. You chose to be on social media. And that's dangerous, right? That's really dangerous. You got to give the Lord time. Read that again.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalm 94, verse 11. The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity.
Read.
Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teaches him out of thy law.
And teaches him out of thy law. All right, give me Isaiah 34:16. And you got to go back to the Bible. Go back to the basics, y'all. If you're getting away from the scriptures, if you at that point where you just been on social media a lot and you've been just giving all your time to these different frequencies and wicked music, get yourself off of that. Get back to the scriptures. Read it again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16.
Yep.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
It says, seek out of the book of the Lord and read. Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate.
Read.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
So the Bible talks about reading out of the book of the Lord because none of these shall fail. So if you're going to be on social media, use social media to push this truth. Share the classes, make posts about the truth, show modesty, just, stuff like that. Use it for positivity, but don't sit on there for 3, 4, 5 hours, brothers and sisters. You wasting your time and you disconnecting yourself from the Lord. You are feeding the carnal man, but you're not feeding the spiritual man. And the carnal man and the spiritual man, when they get into a fight, the spiritual man gonna be like that big. I saw a video the other day with this big fat police officer. A dude in a wheelchair, you saw that? Yes, a dude in a wheelchair stole the gun from him and was about to kill him because he was so fat and out of shape. If he didn't have backup, the dude would have killed him. Right. He stole the police officer's gun. The police officer couldn't move. He wrapped around and took the gun from him. Luckily, the dude was paralyzed from the waist down, so he was crawling. He couldn't stand up. But if he could stand up and he was fully functioning in his limbs, he would have been able to kill that guy. That's what your spiritual man is doing. That's what the physical man is doing to your spiritual man. Your spiritual man fat and out of shape. And the carnal man is fit. Why? Because you constantly exercising him. But you're not exercising the spiritual man. And you cannot continue to walk like that if you want to get better and if you want to grow. Right? Give me Galatians 5:16 real quick. Oh, hold on. It was somehow. Read that real quick. It's something else I wanted, but go ahead. Read
the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
This I say then, walk in the spirit, and you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
How you walk in the spirit? What is the spirit? It's the Bible. The spirit of God is in these words. Christ's spirit is in these words. And when you read these words and apply them to your life, the Lord start working through you to do great things on this earth. Everybody want to do something. Everybody want to have an accomplishment, something that they've accomplished. Well, why not all your accomplishments be for the Lord? Right. That's what we're supposed to be striving for. And as you accomplish these things for the Lord, then you can look at yourself and say, you know what? I did my best. That's why Paul said, I done finished my course. I done fought the good fight. Because I know I did everything that the Lord asked me to do. But if you constantly meditate in that social media, you're not going to be able to do it. Right. It's going to pull you away from the Father. Read it.
Verse 17. For the flesh lusted against the spirit,
go ahead,
and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other.
Read.
So that you cannot do the things that ye would.
So the flesh want to do right, but the spirit want to do right, but the flesh wants you to do contrary to that. The spirit want to come to the Sabbath. The flesh say, but you ain't got no gas. You understand? The spirit say, hey, you and that sister had a disagreement. Hey, call and make it right with your sister. The flesh say, why you got to be the first one to call? Why she couldn't call you? Why you always got to be the bigger person? People say that. Why I always got to be the bigger person? Right. I'm tired of always having to make amends. I'm tired of always having to apologize. I'm tired of always having to make it right. But don't the Bible say if you have a fault with your brother, go to him alone and try to win it? But the flesh say, man, the hell with him. You ain't really like him anyway. He don't really like you. Y'all just ain't gonna never get along. Just accept it. That ain't in the Bible. Right. That's against, see, Satan right there, sitting right next to you like, yeah, OG. To hell with that thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening. And that's what end up, but it's because you're not meditating in the scripture. That's what I wanted. Idleness. What is that? Sirach 33 and 29 or 21? 27. This what social media is. Watch this. And if y'all got something, y'all can bring it out. We about to cut it down. We already.
The book of Sirach 33 and verse 27.
Go ahead.
Send him to labor that he be not idle.
So send him to labor that he be not idle.
For idleness teacheth much evil.
Because idleness teacheth much evil, y'all. Idle, if you sit around and you idle, you're learning evil. You're not learning righteousness. You're not learning what you're supposed to be doing. You could be using that time to watch class, meditate. For you brothers that you have a hard time studying, I'm going to tell you the best way, one of the best ways to study. First of all, like Bishop always told us, read 4 chapters a day. Another way to study, put a class together. When I hear stuff, it make me think about a class, and I write the note down. I write the class down. I ain't got no scriptures for it or nothing, but I write the class down. So sometimes when I read my 4 chapters or something, I'll sit around and I'll go look at all those class titles, and it'll spark something in me to start working on the class. And as you're working on the class, you got to do deep dive research, because you don't just do a class in 30 seconds. You sit down and say, okay, 1 Samuel 16, Okay, they're going into music. Let me go to some other stuff about music. Okay, now let me look up some articles about music and let that go with my class. Next thing you know, you done spent an hour and a half, 2 hours putting something together, and that was your study time. You done learned something. I done learned about Alexander Graham Bell and all this different stuff. I ain't know nothing about that, what AT&T mean, frequencies. It be the Lord be inspiring you, putting on your spirit to look deep dive into his scriptures and correlate it to what the world got going on today to edify God's people. Use your time wisely. What's the one in Sirach 38 and 24? Read that real quick.
The book of Sirach 38, verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
When you got leisure is when you got time. The wisdom of a learned man come by opportunity of leisure. People ask all the time, how you be remembering the precepts or how you learn the scriptures? Because I study.
Message.
We all study. Like a memory is one thing, but you have to study to add on to your understanding. If you want to excel in the scriptures and you want to be able to teach the brothers and sisters, you got to study. For you sisters that's up and coming, that want to be in a position one day where you can help. Listen, we're going to grow into the millions, Lord's will. These captains' wives and officers' wives can't do all the work. They need more sisters to rise up to help do this work. Right. But you got to be right in the spirit. And a lot of times y'all don't study. So you're clueless to what the word of God says. So you start doing what? You start inserting your feelings and taking the Bible out. Right. Instead of using the Bible and taking your emotions out. Go ahead, Austin.
Hey, when a lot of brothers, when they first came into the truth, man, they were doing 8 hours a day in this Bible. 5 hours, 6 hours straight. Because you were hungry for the word, so you got to study.
Got to get back to it. Read that one more time.
The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
Read.
And he that have little business shall become wise.
And when you got little business, you put the phone to the side. You done did all your work for the day. It's that last couple hours before you going to bed. You sit down and you go over the scriptures. You sit down and you go back and review your notes from the Sabbath. That's another way to really, really learn. Because you listening to Sabbath class and you taking notes and you paying attention, but we sit down all day and we hear a lot of different information. So you're not going to retain everything the leadership went over throughout the entirety of the day. From the captain's class at 9 in the morning to bishop class at 9 at night, you've been watching class for 12 hours. You're not going to retain every single thing that came out. But what you can do is go back and look at your notes. Or go back and watch class over. Then you say, dang, I ain't catch that. What precept was that? Right. Because you listen, you probably look at your phone, you got to use the bathroom. Something happened where you didn't retain that information. You go back and look again. That's how you learn. So I hope y'all taking heed to that thing. Okay? Y'all brothers got something for y'all good? You got something? Go ahead.
And let me get Job 5 and verse 12. So yes, fire class, by the way, Kat. I got fire. Every time you touch on that, the prince of the power of the air, it's another layer. That's fire. Watch this.
The book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12.
Like you just brought out, Cap. These devices are here, but the Lord put them here for a reason for the prophets. Watch this.
Right. He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
What's the devices? The cell phone, the social media, the airwaves. That's their devices. Come on.
So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
We know that they're using it for evil, but guess what the prophets are doing? You're looking at us right now on YouTube. It's there, but he's not going to allow it to prosper. Come on.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
It's going to be destroyed because we're going to use these devices for righteousness. Yeah, that's right. That's the point. Don't sit there and scroll on social media. Do what Cap did. He did research. Use that same device to bring our edification. That's what we got to do.
All praise to the Most High, y'all. So, fam, I hope y'all got something from the class. Let's go ahead and pull up our credentials, and then let's get ready to shut it down because we got to get out the way for Man Up Mondays. All right, read that.
We're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute and provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. Scan the QR code on the screen. Leave it up for a few seconds. If you enjoyed today's episode of Escaping the Plantation 2.0 and would like to send donations, you can send them to Israel United in Christ or via PayPal at iuic.raleigh.nc@israelunite.org. We need everybody to subscribe to IUIC Raleigh NC2. Esau cannot stop this truth. If you're not subscribed, pull out your phone, scan the QR code on the screen.
All praise to the Most High, family. So I hope y'all was able to get something from the lesson today, man. Listen, help us continue to do the work. As you can see, I think, let me see if I got it. Up there it is right there. Donate right there, okay? Donate, y'all. Donate. Help us and get ready for this land fund blitz that we about to have going on, man. We trying to get money for the profit so we can do this work, so we can get the land, things of that nature. So y'all already know what it is. Y'all see the purple and gold, using the money for the right things to send the brothers all over the world and do more for the nation, all right? So you know where your funds is going. So we appreciate y'all for that, all right? So stay in the spirit, continue to pray for our leadership, pray for all those that are sick. We got a lot of sickness in the body. Let's send up prayers. Let's get our spirit right. Let's get rid of this fornication, this adultery, all this evil out the body. Let's get out of it. Let's get rid of it so the Lord will bless us and take us to the next level, all right? So with that being said, I'm your host, Captain Gedaliah. To my left,
Officer Michelle.
To my right,
Officer Menahem.
And to my far left,
Officer John.
And with that, that's another edition of Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Shalom, Israel.